Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Games Parley. Today we're going to go over a few new succulent information we got lately. We finally have back after a couple of years, which we lost on the beach. We have Ashler with us.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
Doing well.
And the one and only Navaid.
Hello, everyone. But yeah, it's so good to have you back, dude. It's like what? It's been
It's been basically the whole game till they started doing Death Stranding 2.
basically, yeah, that is.
And I just barely finished it. I still have the director's cut to try to mess around with. I don't know if I can take my save over to that or not, but
I don't believe you can.
yeah, okay, that's gonna be another weird thing. I don't know if I'm gonna stream that one. But
Did you stream the other one?
yeah, that's why it
Oh,
took me so long, because I had to dedicate time to sit down and do that whole thing. So,
how did that go?
but it was more for just what would I call it? The recording it is why I was streaming it. I wasn't really doing anything else besides I wanted to be able to remember all the weird crap I was saying while I was playing.
That's
I
cool.
logged on at one point, and you were climbing a mountain with a truck. I said, "Oh, look at Ashler, he's still playing."
That's awesome. No, but for anyone joining in now, I know Ashler's never been on the podcast. We actually also met through Death Stranding and the Reddit, and we had this whole group going through Albert Kessa, and that's how we kind of met and got in contact with. And it's been like since 2017, so it's like been freaking 7 years.
Right, and that was the Death Stranding podcast, right?
The Kojima podcast, it's called now.
Yeah,
it's called switched over.
Yeah, and Albert is gone from the group, which is weird. He's missing, but
Come back, please.
I know.
Right.
At least we have those people a little active over there. There's still people.
Right.
Who,
I assume we'll all get dragged back in with new Kojima stuff. So
absolutely.
Every single time. So.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Ashler always replies, especially when there's a new trailer or some theories coming up. You always come up with the crazy ones. I love it. And how deep he goes into it, like with the whole drawing of the size. That was awesome. I'm like, this is the game for the game. That's what we're used to, and I'm so glad that's happening again. And one more year of it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. But I did kind of do trailer analysis on the channel. It was a quick one. I was like, I wanted to get something out, and I was like, because everyone was putting something out there with trailer analysis, so it was more like a initial thoughts and whatever I could think of. I'm sure I missed a ton of things, and I did, but
you always do.
Yeah. There's always so much to see, and on Twitter, like every day I find a new detail that we all missed. And then yesterday, Kojima released that Hideo Tube episode, which was unexpectedly an hour long, and it had a lot of information. Yeah, it was huge, and a lot of good information, a lot of things that we kind of figured out ourselves. And but yeah, what did you guys think of the trailer?
Actually, you can go first. We commented it live.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I did watch that. That was cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Sad. Was it you that didn't have mic working?
Yeah, Johnny's mic was not working properly for some reason.
It was all the universe was against me.
Yeah, I think you could barely hear you.
Yeah, it was very low.
So if I turned up my computer loud enough, I could make out what you were saying. But it was good. Your thing was good. The trailer was epic.
I know. Probably one of my favorite trailers of all time.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there for sure. I really enjoyed it. I don't want to go into the nitty gritty yet. Well, I assume that's what we're going to be doing back and forth here.
Yeah.
In general,
sure.
but yeah, very cool. Very cool.
That was something. I saw Johnny's reaction. Johnny was just all into it, just watching. He was just looking at details, and right after the thing too, like we were kind of like still soaking in what we just saw, so we didn't really get to talk a lot about it. Plus, it was late in Italy.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just feel like his trailers like can convert non-gamers to being a gamer.
Yeah,
I showed a bunch of friends, and it's like they're like, "Whoa!"
Exactly. I saw a few reactions, and like on YouTube, and a lot of people were like, who were not into the first one. They're like, Kojima, you have our attention. Like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
So, which is pretty cool, and I get that too, because right before he revealed Death Stranding properly, Death Stranding 2, in an interview he said that he's making 2 games right now. One is a AAA game that everyone's gonna play, and when he said that, I was like, okay, he's gonna take a slightly different approach to get more people, because Death Stranding was definitely not for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And he's probably gonna go more action oriented. And the second one, he said it's more like an experimental, which is of course OD. And we got a extra bonus one now with Fizzint, but so I knew he was gonna try and have something that is more appealing to like everyone right now. And that's what he did. Like everyone is talking about it. Everyone's just
he's laid the groundwork. So that's the first one.
Yeah.
So him adding more action on top of that would be amazing.
Yeah. And it seemed like we're getting it, like from the trailer.
Right.
Just the armory itself. Like, just look at them.
Well, even the environment.
Yeah.
It seems to fight back more. So that PvE is legitimate, player versus environment.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's something that got confirmed in HideoTube was
is that
the environment part.
Good.
When we talked about
about that one.
Yeah. The thing that we talked about, that I think the flash floods and the wildfires and everything's gonna be part of the gameplay.
Was it wildfire?
Yes.
Was that correct? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we have like flash floods, wildfires, earthquakes, all of that stuff happening randomly. So that's gonna change your approach completely, right? I love that.
I am a little bit worried about it, but I don't know if you want me to dive into my worries. Yeah.
Imagine if he also adds tornadoes and shit. Like, I know the first one had it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so if we just start from the beginning, I'm playing the trailer on the site as well. I downloaded it so we can like kind of talk. Good. And I'm sure you guys have seen it enough to remember what the fuck was happening.
Oh yes.
Hopefully. It's on my phone if I need to pull it up.
Yeah.
I also watched the old one just in case.
Yeah, I did that too.
I did too. I kind of compared both.
I was trying to piece together like some theory stuff with both of them, and it's hard. It's hard.
It is. Well, but we did get some answers, kind of.
Yeah, in HideoTube today.
Yeah.
That'll help a lot.
Yeah, and also like even with the first trailer, kind of like the first impression was, who the hell is in that that coffin, and then who are these people with these orange gowns and
you
stuff.
Actually put out words and names for those guys?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, good.
But now we know who they were. They're wearing the exact same thing when in this new trailer, when Higgs kind of rises up.
Right, from the first one.
Yeah, it's the same costume, everything. So we know they were the same soldiers or whatever those things are, carrying him towards that portal. Right. That gate thing, which probably was my favorite shot from the first trailer.
Right, I would agree.
Yeah. And so we kind of know, okay, that's him now.
So you think that's a portal, not just a landmark?
I don't know. I just to me it felt
like a portal.
Vibe
Yeah,
it
sure.
did have
it has
that
a doorway, a gate kind of vibe to it. But
cool. Yeah, that was probably my favorite shot of the first trailer. But another thing, I know I'm jumping, and this will happen. We're not gonna go in one straight, but we're gonna jump back and forth with a lot of things. One thing, since we are on the topic of those guys. Yeah. Those guys, those little Higgs army. One thing I
Right.
noticed, they're not machines, they're BTs.
In the first trailer,
In the second trailer, think of
they
it.
look like they have no head.
And one thing, when the orange fox, that's what I call him now, when he appears and he slices them, look at the bodies, they disintegrate.
Yeah.
They don't stay there.
They act kind of like how Cliff's
Yes.
demons die,
Yeah.
or his skeleton people die, or when he summons stuff.
Yeah. And it kind of also reminded me of BTs, like when you like use the cufflinks, they just disintegrate, right?
Great. Yeah, I agree. Both.
And the shot right before that is them hanging on strings.
Yeah.
Which is also very close to what BTs are, right?
Right. Which I'm not sure fully if it's BT or CAW. It might be
True.
one or the other, because what's her name? Fleming. She has the things too.
Oh,
yes.
Oh yeah.
Kojima talked
Elle
about
Fanning,
that
right?
today as well.
Yeah.
Elle Fanning, yes.
Yeah.
Elle
The
Fleming,
strings.
that's
The
right.
strings
Yeah, the
are a big thing in the whole trailer. Two things
Right.
like the
Did
string.
he actually
Mhm.
say what they were?
Yeah, he just mentioned them as strings.
Just as
He
strings.
mentioned them
Cool.
as strings
Right.
on her.
Good. I'm glad that he's using the word strings.
Yeah, and it was
I
also
like
used
that better than
one more time where Fragile, when she's talking to Sam, and at the end of the trailer, she said, "We were not supposed to string you along the journey."
right.
So it's very
Yeah.
specific use of that word.
For sure.
2-3 things that I've noticed in this whole trailer as a whole is like strings, inverted things from the previous game. Everything is
Yeah.
inverted.
All the strands are up.
The strands are going
Right.
the other way
Yeah.
around. Everything's just going the other way around. And a puppetry. Another thing is you see a
Right.
lot of puppetry imagery.
Right.
So it's yeah. What about you
Yeah,
guys?
I'm curious if the strings are like the other side's strands.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's why it's the inversion. It's the other side trying to come into the land of the living versus like their tech, kind of a weird thing. But because I don't know, because the robots feel like you said to be possessed by either BTs or a CAW.
Yeah.
She feels like she's a little bit weird too,
Mm-hmm.
but her whole evolution is interesting in the notion that she was in the chrysalis,
Yeah.
which means she was something before it, and either two things that combined into it, or she has some metamorphosis into whatever she is now.
She is now, yeah.
And I know there's
That-
theories of who that is,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
That's by calling it chrysalis,
Yeah, chrysalis.
that's important for the metamorphosis. Otherwise, it would be
Right.
a coffin or it'd be something else.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
that liquid in there is not tar. It's something.
Well, it seems like it's both. Isn't
It's a mix. It's a new kind of thing where it is. They even say that it's tar-like substance which has amino acids and kind of like
Amino
the
acids and
primordial
protein.
soup, but it
Yeah.
also has the quality of timefall. Because
Really?
yeah, because
No, that was the ink that was sprayed.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because
That
she's
was
touching the tar, or Fragile is, and it's not messing with
not
the
doing
gloves.
anything. Yeah, I think
And
that
if you actually slow
True.
down that video, when it squirts out, there's gold, chiral color in it, in the black.
oh, is it
So,
the
yeah.
liquid? Okay,
Yeah,
I
the liquid
missed
that's
that.
coming out has chiral crystal in it, or
That's
I
awesome.
don't know if they have liquid, chiral liquid.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it. I guess that's what timefall is, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Which is just chiral stuff, and it's supposed to go neutralize when it actually touches the ground. I think is what they see in documents of the first game.
Yeah, and even the shot of which was confirmed on Hideo Tube, that is Elle Fanning,
Yes.
in the chrysalis.
Yes. Yeah.
So
You can tell.
yeah. So he was like,
Yeah.
he just went off, and it's like, yeah, this is Elle Fanning, and even she has a gold and the black. On her face.
Yeah,
Like,
she
so
has
it's a mix.
like chiral
Yeah,
paint on her face.
dried up,
Or an Egyptian death mask.
Right.
basically.
The
Which
same
is-
symbolism as the first game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
With
he also
the
kind of
necro.
hinted we don't even know if she's a foe or a friend. He was like, we don't know.
Okay, that's good. That is
So it's a very,
'cause
he kept that a mystery.
I think kind of maybe hopefully both, but that's how I would like to run
Yeah.
it. But
I have a big feeling, especially at one part. He also, when he was talking about Higgs and at one part, and someone said about him being like helpful
Friend.
to us or like play, and Hideo's expression, like he didn't say anything, but his expressions were like, "You'll find out." So kind of like I'm thinking, like, do we end up playing as Higgs? Like, how cool would that be if you could
right,
use that freaking guitar on enemies? Wow.
right, yeah, yeah.
That would be
Well,
yeah.
in Metal Gear, there's
Mhm.
been kind of notions of messing around with the ninja
Mm-hmm.
in those games,
Mhm.
either Raiden or Gray Fox,
Yeah.
which would be interesting, even if it's like a side thing,
Hmm.
like the director's cut for the first one having some side
Yeah.
thing where you're messing around with Higgs would be fun.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely have a feeling that we are definitely getting one more protagonist to play as.
Mm. Okay,
It-
you think that too?
Yes, I don't think it's just gonna be Sam this time around. I
Okay.
think it's someone, I don't know who. It could be Fragile, it could be L, it could be even
Right.
Higgs, or who knows? We end up being the freaking Orange Fox for some time.
With in the trailer, the
Mhm.
2 rooms, I know someone online was saying, "Oh, co-op confirmed." I was like, I didn't get that when I first watched it.
Yeah.
I took it as like, oh, these are just other rooms for other characters that you'll see on the
On the ship.
ship.
Magellan.
Mm.
Magellan, yeah.
Mhm.
So, but that would be interesting if it's a 3-player
Yeah.
where we could actually have, and it doesn't have to be, what would I call it? Like full. It's more like the other 2 are helping the
Mhm.
main character
Mhm. Mhm.
rather
Like a
than
buddy system. kind
yeah,
of,
buddy system. Which I wish Metal Gear V had that, where you could swap out your buddy with a co-op character.
I know, that would be. But I think this thought also came to me where I was like, maybe it'll have a system like the Phantom Pain, where before the mission you choose who goes with you from the crew.
Your settings there.
Yeah. There's some old pictures. I've been trying to do some artwork based on it, but it had a Sam figure, and then it had some, I don't know, like Ultraman maybe
Okay.
figures. One was sitting on top
Mm-hmm.
of Sam's backpack, and another one is sitting on like the carrier
Yeah.
and getting dragged along. And then there was another one where the 2 are running behind him, helping him carry stuff. So I'm wondering if those are actual hints to what he's thinking about doing into,
Yeah.
where either you have robots or you have Femi. What's her name again? Sorry,
Fragile?
No,
Elle Fanning.
Elle Femi.
Elle
sorry.
Fanning, yeah.
Have her being on the backpack with her strings,
Yeah.
holding her up so it doesn't weigh anything, and have the other one sitting in the cart, maybe having strings too. And that could be the other character that we've seen released. I think you're also talking about the double chrysalis concept too, and that's what was leading into that notion of
There might be
maybe
2.
if there's 2 people
Yeah.
that have the strings, and
Yeah.
maybe the weird octo arms or something else with the other character.
Yeah, so for who doesn't know what we're talking about, we've been messaging each other in the group trying to find out theories about the X-ray we see of the 2 chrysalis.
Chrysalis.
Chrysalises.
Chrysalis.
I'm the biologist, I should know.
Right.
Anyway, Nav and Ashler were commenting on the fact that the proportion of the 2 chrysalises makes it look like they a male and a female. What were you saying?
Oh, and 2 different ones, like 2.
It kind of has that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's ways that you could interpret it so it's the same thing,
Yeah.
but like one zoomed in, the square on one is on the opposite side of the other one, so it may be the front and back, and
Yeah.
the one's just more pushed forward. But
Yeah.
and they are at a line too.
Yeah.
So it makes it even look even taller. But I would hope that there's 2 of them.
Yeah. And
They don't act like they're is a second one.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't.
they're not like worried about something else in the next room.
Yeah, kind of like
But
the starting of MGS 5 Phantom Pain. Remember that trailer where they're looking at the camera and there's like, and
third one.
the third one is always there, but it's the camera. It's the from the point of view of the third person, and we eventually find out when we start to play the game. Okay, so he was looking at us. There's another person in that room. So
right.
yeah,
When
so-
Miller's like, "What about him?"
yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
right.
Ahab.
Ahab.
What about him?
Yeah, what about him?
Right.
So that was like a cool thing that he put out there. And plus, today on Hideo Tube, he also said there are more characters that I haven't revealed yet.
Oh, I bet.
So yeah.
Well, in the end of the trailer, I think you mentioned that there's possibly one because you saw like extra legs. Yeah.
Yep,
in
there are definitely
your-
extra legs wearing yellow boots, which I think could be Shioli Kutsuna.
Right. Right.
She being a very, fashionista in that sense, she's very into edgy fashion, and that kind of like the whole boot kind of looked really edgy and kind of, I was like, maybe that's her character, but who knows?
When was this? Sorry.
The thing, the boot. Okay, so when Elle shows up, when she's kind of sneaking and trying to listen to what's happening, in the background you see Sam standing in like very casual jacket and jeans, just wearing those, and then you can see Fragile on the right hand side sitting down. There's someone else right in front of Sam, but he's kind of hidden. We don't know who that is. But then there's also someone on the left of which we only see the legs, and that's it.
Okay.
And that's clearly a female wearing boots.
Okay, I see it now. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys think the puppet character is always in the puppet, or can he do like a Hartman kind of a thing where he's in his normal body and the puppet?
Johnny, you want to tell what Hideo said today?
Oh, did he?
Did I miss something?
He kind of said that you will find out why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Why
like
he
the
is.
puppet. That
Okay.
kind of tells me, there's something with the car and something happening with her with
the
his
car.
car. Yeah.
Ka and Ba.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not Ba.
Ha or Ba,
Ha.
both actually work. Ba is also.
Ba. I don't think Death Stranding is used Ba.
Yeah, but in the Egyptian mythology,
stuff,
it is called Ba or Ha. Both of them kind of work.
There's two separate ideas, I believe.
Are they? Because I was.
Yeah, and then there's like a third one
Yeah.
that's like dealing with past life stuff
Mhm.
too. But yeah,
Interesting.
He's
Yeah.
picking
It was
and choosing.
recorded at reduced FPS. That's why he moves all.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
frame
yeah.
rate.
Stop
that was
motion-y.
that was
which
like
is
Insomniac,
cool.
kind of with their Spidey suit in the Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's exactly.
It
the same.
also has some weird Pinocchio with the puppet string stuff, and then you said there was another connection, didn't you? Like maybe it's another video that I watched.
Mhm.
It's Japanese puppets.
The Bunraku.
yeah,
the Bunraku.
with the mouth open.
Yeah. They're
And the
very
eyes changing.
specific puppets that they have. It's so weird that the day the trailer released, I'm watching this show called Blue Samurai on Netflix.
Oh yeah, okay.
Brilliant show, and there was this one episode where they were kind of showcasing those puppets, and out of nowhere that puppet turned out to be a Bunraku, and she just switched the face. I'm like, holy shit. It's like I just saw this today and I was researching it, and that's exactly what I see now.
Yeah, that's cool when that stuff happens.
yeah,
That's
like, it's
serendipity.
I knew it. I'm like, I know what that is. But I know we've been jumping a lot here and there, but let's try and go a little,
From the start?
Yeah, from the start. First shot, I was like, I know this guy. I'm like, he seems so familiar, but I couldn't place my finger on like who this guy is, and then it came to me right in the middle of the reaction. Oh, that's George Miller, and then it all made sense because Kojima said he used that music for Mad Max for his entry for a reason. That's the reason.
Do you know if anybody's been able to figure out what his badges are on his shirt are on this side versus this one?
Yeah, the first one
Is-
is DHV Magellan.
This one? Do you mean? Oh yeah, the one on this one. I'm talking about the three that are on his other lapel.
No
on the
idea.
side.
No idea. They look like buttons to me.
Because Hideo, like I think, purposely hid them in the poster with the binoculars.
But yeah, true. That is true. I didn't even notice. To be honest, I didn't even notice those were button like separate things. I thought they were
buttons or
buttons.
badges.
Yeah.
One of the two. Yeah.
His hat has definitely some a whole thing going on.
Has
like a
anyone
snake kind
said
of
anything
thing.
about that? Oh, is it?
I think
Okay.
on like a what do you call, like a sword or something. Let me open. I have the
Okay.
posters here with me actually.
Yeah, I was wondering if anyone on the Reddit has found if that's legitimate or made for Death Stranding.
Okay, so this is really cool. I'm just looking at it right now. It's two chiral hands, the golden ones. Then there's an anchor,
So
and
they did
there's
the laurel leaf,
kind of like a
chiral
snake.
hands. That's sick.
Yeah. There's like a snake or a kraken tentacle from what we have seen so far. I think
Right.
it's most probably a tentacle from an octopus or a kraken
Yeah.
going around the anchor, and then it says Magellan.
Magellan.
So yeah,
All
that's
right.
that's
Then,
what it
then
is.
it definitely is just for Death Stranding then.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has how much outside stuff that he has, because even when he does go back, it's like apocalypse,
Yeah.
which everything is changed. I think the closest thing is just like America is like the only real backwards canon that he's using.
Yeah, but probably. Another cool thing that I kind of find out today, I was also watching some analysis from other channels, and GameSpot
Nice.
kind of did like a 38-minute long one on this, and they mentioned DHV. They researched DHV, so they couldn't really find a lot of stuff, but they did find one thing. It's like deep hydro something vehicle, which is done in New Zealand. And they go underneath. It's kind of like a submarine. It goes on to gather information, and that makes me think. Kojima also mentioned today it's a separate continent. At first, in my analysis, I said South America, but now that I think of it, in the trailer she also mentioned like Mexico. So
Like we
Mexico
did
is
in
already
Mexico.
done. We
Yeah.
are going somewhere else, and knowing that the captain of the ship, George Miller, has an Australian accent, I think we're going to Australia.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I
That'd be cool.
think that's Australia, because even the environment kind of makes sense.
Right.
Speaking of Australia,
Uh-huh.
when the first trailers came out that we saw the Bridges logo,
Mm-hmm.
I designed on Reddit an
Right.
Australia map, an Italy map, and a
Nice.
Canada map.
Right.
And some See You Next Tuesday is selling my designs as T-shirts,
Oh.
and I've gotten €0, zero pennies for it.
No.
Sue them.
That's why you gotta plaster it with watermarks. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI can get rid of these days.
Yeah, now it's just too easy.
Yeah.
Well,
What was it? Back to the thing
Mhm.
with the ship.
mhm.
I assume what they're doing is it's going under into the seam
Yeah.
through the tar, and then
Yes.
they're using that as fast travel, like they were doing with the strands for the network, for the chiral network.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
That was confirmed today.
that was confirmed. Okay, sweet. Because the thing is,
Probably
with
far.
with that, then it could be more than just Australia.
Yeah, they could basically travel anywhere they,
They
want.
could just have like a couple of, like maybe 3 or 4 maps.
Why not? Like, because they do talk about world. They don't say specifically just
I-
one place, right?
How big is Australia compared to the U.S.
It's about the same,
Same,
size
about
in
the same.
length.
Yeah.
in length?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
'Cause I know like some places are crazy. Like Africa is like huge.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like you can like put like everything into Africa.
yeah. That will be like a whole game in itself. If you just
That-
go to Africa, that map
Oh.
is huge.
Do you think he's gonna do another one after?
See, initially
this?
they said it was a trilogy. Norman Reedus in an interview
Okay,
straight
yeah,
out
yes, yeah, I
said,
remember that.
yeah, he said it
yeah.
was going to be a trilogy. So I'm
All
sure
right,
he has
so,
one more planned.
so yeah, it might be just put on the back burner after his other game.
Physint,
But
yeah, I think that'll
yeah,
be a PS6 game for sure.
did you need to say anything else, Johnny?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay,
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 okay.
all right.
We'll get to Fizzant maybe later.
Yeah.
All right,
We
no,
have
I
to.
wasn't talking about that. I was talking about your going off on Australia.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't wait.
You're right.
But
That's
yeah,
a good theory.
Yeah.
It's if you think about it, it's very diverse
Mm-hmm.
from like a landscape point of view. So it would be a good idea.
Does-
The desert,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, this is what I was about to just ask.
Yeah.
Does the stuff that we've seen fit with Australia,
It does.
like the land
it-
formation?
yeah, it fits with New South Wales, where I'm from.
And it
Okay,
fits
cool.
with George Miller. Whole Mad Max is
Cool,
is
cool.
in
Based in
Australia's
Sydney.
desert. So
Flash floods and the fire stuff.
yeah, well, Australia has
That happened
wildfires.
2 years ago.
Cool.
So it's a cool. I'm not sure if it's gonna be that way, but when I was watching that video, I'm like, yeah, this is highly likely that we go to Australia this time.
Right.
And because even one thing is the captain's accent is Australian,
Right.
so that kind of got me too. And
Yeah, he's got some Nemo vibes with him.
yeah,
With the
yeah,
Nautilus.
has his
We
own.
know Kojima likes his Moby
Yeah.
Dick.
Yeah.
But so even from going back to the first shot, we see his hand, which is clearly missing, has attachments.
Yeah. Very pirate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I wonder what kind of attachments he's gonna. I'm sure
Yeah,
there are
we've
multiple things.
seen two, right?
I think
He has a hand. That's why we
saw.
Yes.
hacksaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I assume these are being taken off and putting on because
Yeah.
there's actually like a band
stump.
on it.
Yeah. It has to be. I mean, unless he grows it out of nowhere, that's
Well-
that's weird.
One of the things I was thinking is maybe the weird, the cat might be his hand,
Oh,
but like it got cut off and then turned into a weird BT thing, and then it
yeah.
mutated into the weird
Yeah.
bat cat,
No.
octobat cat.
Auto
Is-
bat cat.
Because you pointed out the tongue. I missed the tongue.
Yeah, the tongue
I
is.
just thought it was long, but
No, it's an octopus tongue. It's crazy.
Good find on that one.
Another thing, they think about it. He's missing a hand, and the only BT boss fight we see is a fucking hand.
Oh,
It's a big ass hand that you're fighting, and it's a right
That-
hand too. Come to think of it,
That would
Uh,
be cool.
and it's like for the first time. Like usually BTs, we kind of know what animal it is. Like some are modeled
Right.
after a lion or a dog or like dolphin or like squid. We had different animals. This one was straight out of Elden Ring. Fucking
Yeah.
big hand coming
Very much
after
so.
you.
Yeah.
So that was another cool thing. I'm like, plus he uses his hand to put in the ship, and the ship
ship.
goes inside the tar. So I think that's another thing that's
Right.
connecting that
Well,
he.
And it seems to be like almost cauterized by tar or something.
Yeah. You can't
too,
really
which-
see the inner tissue. It's like
Yeah.
almost like rock kind of a texture, which is weird.
Where- That's part of the reason why I was linking it with the cat, but maybe it's the ship. Like his other hands inside the ship as a weird
That-
BT hand or whatever, and that's
That
how he's
would-
able to steer and control the ship in the what do you call it? The seam.
You never know, dude.
But
With
I don't
Kojima, anything is possible. Like a cat with an octopus tongue was not on my bingo card. So
No.
like every time you think, like I was talking with Devesh and Johnny, and I was like, this is gonna happen in the trailer. None of that should happen, and it was
Right.
still so weird that it's like, how the fuck does he come up with stuff like this? Like you can't even think about it.
Me being still a little out of the full picture of the first one, because I saw credits,
Yeah.
but there's still stuff that I'm missing with the director's cut, and I still need to like.
Which
LL
credits did you
stuff.
see?
I don't know. Like, what do you mean? Like how it feels like Lord of the Rings, where it ends 5 times?
Yeah, like
or
what
is there?
what was the last thing you saw before the
Okay,
credits?
when I stopped playing is where they uh, went back in time and said, "Hey, play the game some more."
Okay.
That's as far as I got. If there's more after that, then I haven't beat the game.
Yeah, so the last shot before the credits was what?
Oh gosh.
Because it's pretty, it's a very important thing. I don't want to spoil it for you, so there might be
Dang
more.
it. I know that I saw the scene where Die Harmon breaks down and cries. Oh yeah, the whole reveal of who Sam is. I don't know if we want spoilers on here or not, but
Well,
yes,
spoiler alert if you guys
spoiler.
wanna.
Okay, Unger.
Okay,
He's,
okay,
he's,
okay.
he's Sam Unger.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. I think you still have a little ways to go.
Oh, do you think? Okay.
I think so. Not a lot, but
All right.
yeah.
So there's something happens after you. They say, "Hey, play the game some more."
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, all right.
Because I'm
So-
like, I don't want to spoil it because I want to
Okay,
ask something,
that's
but I
fine.
don't want to ask it. It's okay, but
It's okay.
we'll find out. But yeah, what were we even talking about? I forgot.
The hand.
Yes, the hand. So it's like, yeah, there's that imagery too of the hand might be his because it's missing.
Right,
It's his
that would
hand.
be
And
cool.
he's fighting. But yeah,
I would really like that to be the lore of that.
I know. Like there's so many weird things happening. Like even in the first one, right? With these characters, we were so intrigued just by the names. Like what's happening with
Right.
these guys? Like
Yeah.
what is the backstory? And everyone had such a cool backstory. And this time around, the characters are even weirder. And I'm like,
Right, yeah.
super intrigued to see where this goes. But
Mhm.
another thing we see in the first shot are that mask, those second hands. What
Second hand.
second hands is what they call it officially.
Yeah.
I kind of caught it in the first trailer too. I remember when we were doing the analysis.
Yeah,
We were like,
she-
these are
she had them-
hands. Yeah.
They were blurry though.
Another cool detail that Kojima told us is like they're not just used for what you saw. They're used for like brushing and all of that. So it's like a
Right.
fully functional thing. And
Well, the covering the mouth thing around
Mhm.
BTs is convenient. Well, you can have a gun, so I hope Sam gets them.
yeah,
The other notion that came to mind, which I don't know if Hideo will use, but sign language.
oh yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Like being
Yeah.
able to talk and be quiet at the same time.
You know what? That would be awesome. I think there was a hint today in HideoTube where he kind of suggested that even Sam could have this as
Okay,
something,
that'd be good.
right? So imagine, you're delivering to a person who only knows sign language, and this acts as your
I could
communication.
see them doing
Yeah,
something like that.
that's pretty cool. Like so many things that you can do with this whole concept of the hands. But yeah, moving forward, you see
What
that.
about just 1 second? The first shot
Mm-hmm.
where you have George Miller, like it's
Yeah.
looking from the bottom. You have George Miller and Fragile.
Yeah.
The light behind George Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They look.
Metal Gear torture scene.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and even the suckers from the tentacles, if you think about it, they're very similar imagery.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
The tentacles are circles. They're staggered,
yeah.
like kind of like that on the
Mhm.
arm, but definitely the pentagram star light is a thing that he's used in Metal Gear a lot.
Yeah, he has. That
and
is true.
repeatedly.
Good cat, Johnny. Yeah, the next shot is the cutter thing, right? So that's an attachment he has, and of course the two chrysalids that we talked about in the
Right.
background, which we hope are two different characters. That'd be awesome.
The stuff that's coming out of the circle
Mm-hmm.
on the octo arm.
Yeah.
Do you think that's tar, and then the stuff that comes out of the needle is the weird chiral timefall juice?
That was
I
the
think
thing
the
that comes out of the
needle
needle.
is-
Kojima said is timefall.
It's
Okay.
yeah,
Or
it's similar
has
to
the properties.
Timefall. Has the
Yeah.
properties of Timefall. I think
Time.
yeah, that's the one that kind of like has the the amino acids in it, and like
Okay.
it's
Cool.
that's a different kind of fluid that we have on there. And the freaking cat just went and licked the
Yeah.
like whatever was falling. It's like,
Which makes sense with it having protein in it.
yeah.
There's food there.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how the whole kitty thing plays
Yeah.
out. Yeah, that would be.
I'm still confused a little bit with the whole. What did Hideo say in the first one, where he was comparing the BTs to the alien
Mhm.
stuff? Like, there's literally like a, I don't know, a ecosystem or like a development system
Mhm.
for them, and I
Like
still
the
don't have my head.
xenomorphs.
Where you have the egg, you have the face hugger,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you have the xenomorph.
yeah.
And right now, it's confusing.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
confusing. He
it's-
seems to retcon himself throughout
Yeah.
the whole first game.
Yeah. He does like maybe he said again on Hideo Tube 2, like he completely rewrote what he had in mind for the sequel. He went from the scratch.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like he had a
So we're
story.
going through kind of what we happened with 2 then, Metal Gear
Metal
2.
Gear 2.
Yeah, basically.
Interesting.
Another shot before the pin thing was the injection. He
Right.
put something in there. Did you listen to what I suggested? Yeah. So
I haven't.
okay. So I think that solution right there is anti-timefall. That's that's the cure for
Which
timefall.
I agree that there has to be that.
Yeah.
The other notion with that might be is Fragile a repatriate?
No, I don't think
Okay,
so.
what if in the first one she died and then becomes one? And maybe even Lou. Yeah.
I don't want to say anything again, but because I don't want to spoil anything for you. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, story wise, I don't want to say what happens. But
Dang, I wish I was further along.
yeah,
Apparently.
because if I say something, then you'll be like, oh, it will get spoiled for you.
Well,
but
Oh, let's see here. Are you talking about the incinerator? But
yeah,
that's no. Okay, yeah, I got to the incinerator. Yeah.
With-
We puts. Yeah.
Who did
I've
you-
exited the incinerator with Lou.
Okay, so you're talking about
Oh.
the flashback before the meltdown scene.
Yeah. The last part, you went to the incinerator with whom?
With Lou.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So you've
Yeah,
finished the game,
yeah.
basically. You've finished the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
good.
wanted to make sure, because that's why I
Yeah,
was like,
'cause
you said
I'm
click-
in. Go do the deliveries that you haven't done.
Yeah,
done
then
yet.
you're done with the story.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
So yeah, so
now you can. You don't have to.
no, because
Walk
you
around
said
with
you talked
eggshells.
about the cliff parts. I'm like, has he not done the Lou part?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was like, that's because that was the end where Lou comes out. I mean, Lou
Yeah,
comes back,
'cause
and
did you know when the flashback happens? Is in between you,
Kind of, yeah.
you setting the thing down to the pod down to
yeah,
Burn it,
incinerate
whatever.
basically. Yeah.
yeah.
And so yeah, Lou basically is a repatriate now, because
Okay, that's
Uh,
confirmed.
yeah, because like even if you see the very part where she is back to life, is the Lou has the same scar as Sam
Norman.
on
Very
Oh, in the end of that area.
yeah, at the
Like,
very end.
you can see it when he's holding the bit.
Yeah.
The oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. When Lou comes back to life, he's holding the Kipu and he has
Uh-huh.
the scar on the tummy. So
Okay, that's
Amelie
interesting.
sent him back as a repatriate from her beach.
Are you talking about Sam or Lou?
Lou.
Lou. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, it's the end of. Well, I'll bring it up just because we're
Mm-hmm.
kind of on the topic. They Dead Men
Yeah.
says 4 years ago that Lou was already.
So that's the twist.
So I'm wondering if there's a way to get repatriated. So if Lu was patriated previously and then became unpatriated,
Now we don't know.
what's what?
He said at the end of Hideo Tube, I forget what exactly he said, but he was something like along the lines where Lu, who was supposed to be like, dead, isn't dead. So they're like, we don't really know who the real Lu is right now,
Right, because there's Lu 1 and Lu 2.
basically.
Do you remember that? Because
Yeah.
his first kid, Sam's first kid, is Lu 1,
Lu 1, yeah.
which died with his wife.
Wife.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if Lu 1 and Lu 2 are the same Lu, because of weird repatriate stuff or some other weird jargon pseudoscience explanation that Hideo Kojima has for it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting
That's
really
cool.
interesting where now who was Lu and what happened if
Right.
they were incinerated 4 years ago before Sam even met Lu. So who is
Right.
Lu and where is Lu?
Do you feel like, because it kind of did this in the first game, do you think he's just going to constantly say, no, that was a lie? No, that was a lie? No, that was a lie? So you're just confused through the whole story?
It's possible.
Because it's like Deadman, he says one story about his past, and then it gets retconned later on in the game. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's close, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, why?
he's
Why are you confusing us?
he's throwing us off like
This
left
is
and
hell. We're all just dead.
that would be better, but so the reason I say that is Timefall Cure is because Fragile's body is completely healed.
Right. That's
Right.
why I was saying the notion of, is she repatriate? Because that would be also another
Ye-
explanation, and
yeah.
rather than having just a
I don't
cure.
think she's a repatriate. I think they find a cure for Timefall.
You don't think she died in that first
Trailer?
scene? Then? Yeah.
I don't think
Lu.
so. I think
Okay.
only Lu, but you never know because it's still very confusing. Even with this
That's-
theory, it's kind of confusing because the next scene that we see with Sam, when she's showing her on the ship, Sam is the older version of him,
Right.
right?
Which, that could be just he let himself age and hasn't died in a minute.
Yeah, like he kind of, because Lu died, and now he was like, fuck whatever. Right? He went to depression or whatever, and he
Right.
has just let it go, and he's had Timefall on him. He's very old and whatever. But then
Right. I
Fragile
could totally
brings
see him walking around in the Timefall not giving a shit.
shit. Yeah,
after the-
Just
Yeah.
remember, guys,
Mhm.
at the end of the game, the
Mm-hmm.
Timefall doesn't age him.
yes.
The rain doesn't rage him.
Right.
That
he's
is
just,
true.
he just-
That is true because they're both
just hanging
out.
out.
They're both out in the rain. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's weird.
Which, yeah, his doom level may have gone up, and that might be a side effect. Is Higgs ever out and about where he's like letting rain fall on his face?
No. He was always covered. That fucker
Yeah,
has.
he always has the mask on.
He always had the mask and the hood on.
Except the last kind of fight, but it's
Fight,
not.
but that's on the
raining.
beach.
That's on
That's
the beach.
happening on the
Right,
beach. So that
right.
doesn't really. But yeah, so like, that's
Really?
the thing.
It happens on the beach.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And there's a very
Remember the
cool.
whole fight
It's-
where he says,
Are
if you
you
die here, you don't come back.
are
Yeah.
you colored or discolored in that fight? Because I thought you were colored in that fight.
We are colored, but we're on the beach, not on the scene.
Right, but when you're at the end of the game, you're on a beach and
Yes.
you are black or whatever that is.
Yeah, the blue, the discoloration. One.
Bluish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some confusion with the beaches because there's like personal beaches. There's the beach,
Yeah.
which is Amelie.
And then there's the one beach where everyone is there. Then everyone has their own personal beach. So it's like
Right.
it's a multiverse of beaches, as you said.
Right, and it also seems like through PTSD kind of stuff that people can beaches can blend together and create a hellscape, which
Yep.
with that notion of PTSD makes sense because supposedly that stuff is experienced like in the now for the brain
Mm-hmm.
rather than as a past memory.
Yeah.
And if you're tapping into a beach that's actually reliving that horror, then you would have that ha like trip.
Connection. Yeah. The
Oh
whole
no,
trip. No,
I'm
that's
in a firefight again. But
no. It's yeah. So like, it could go anywhere. As you said, there's still a lot of confusion. There's a lot of things that we now.
I think this is why people like it.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest
'Cause-
reasons. There's still mystery around it, but yeah, my theory was definitely this is the cure. Fragile got cured by
Right.
the captain. Captain has the
I-
cure. She gives it
I-
to Sam once he's agreed to come on the
Right.
ship. Yeah.
Right. I know past with the old game there was using timefall to try to heal that, but it doesn't seem like that's. We found out that that's not a possible.
No.
It kills you. It just right
Yeah.
kills you.
But yeah, cool stuff happening with the whole time fall and how like the question still remains like how did Fragile heal herself?
Right.
And one of the shots, I know I'm going a little backward because both the trailers connect, right? When we first saw Fragile all healed, the room that she was in with the sky, with the roof kind of showing the sky, and she's playing with Lou, shaking the
Right.
hell out of him. It's
Just that's another thing. Why do they keep calling him Lou and it was Louise?
Louise,
at
yeah,
the
that's another thing. Lou is a female.
end?
Is Lou a boy
Girl.
or a girl?
Did you not see the post-credit scene?
I don't
now
know.
we're spoiling everything for her.
Yeah. So there's a post-credit scene where Sam's hand kind of reaches towards the photo with his wife and Bridget.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
And then
yeah.
there's another baby hand that comes up to his hand. And,
Right, yeah.
And he goes,
And touches-
Lou. And then he goes, Louise. So
You're right.
Lou is not a guy. He's actually Louise. So it's
Yeah.
a female.
I always thought it was a girl.
Yeah, but in these new trailers, they keep calling him Lou.
Lou.
Why?
Then again, for short, it could be for short.
Yeah, it's just short
yeah,
for.
that's
for it.
possible.
And I want to say he's just named his BB, his
Yeah.
old kid's name.
yeah,
So it's just taken on his
his name,
dead
the
kid's
name.
name.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Which
I'll wait for the Italian trailer to drop,
oh
where
yeah
every word is gendered. So I'll tell you.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say something
yeah,
weird, Johnny, but you can take it. You know, the hands
Yeah.
in the Italian trailer.
They go, "Hey, what are you doing?"
wow.
both the hands from Faisal. The whole explanation is this.
Hey, Sam, what are you doing on the Magellan?
Awesome. That's nuts.
Hilarious.
Man, yeah, the hand mannerisms would be cool for just people just to have.
Yeah.
People that talk with hands.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't have to lift up your real hands to do it.
Oh
Yeah.
my
In
god.
Italy, people talk on their mobile with their hands. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. You'll see people like this on the
Yeah.
phone, like, what's going on?
It's so
Right.
funny, but like
Oh.
someone made an artwork too with the hands like flipping.
Right,
It
of
was
course.
so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I
lot
won't be
of
surprised
emails with
if
that.
that's in the game. Like
I
No,
would not
it
do
will
that.
be.
yeah, yeah,
Well, this is definitely going to be a thing.
yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah,
that.
that
for sure.
and the hush thing from Fragile.
Yeah, hush. Right. Yeah.
Um.
So where were we at?
Okay, so I know we just keep going back and forth.
No,
Um,
it's cool.
When the
that's
chrysalis
good.
opens, another thing that I noticed, the dress that she's wearing is exactly the same dress when Elle Fanning was revealed as the character
Right.
from the
Right,
first
their
poster. Yeah,
What was that? What did that poster say?
Who am I?
Who am I? And the other one is where am I?
Where am I? And I don't know what the fuck the third one was. When?
Yeah, and
When am I? Yeah, I think it was when am I, for Sam, if I'm not wrong. I
was that
can't.
Sam or was that Fragile? I can't remember who the last.
Yeah, no, it was only Sam because Fragile's
Sam?
poster never
Oh.
showed up.
Okay.
It was Shioli, Elle, and Norman.
All right, cool.
So yeah, that was cool. But yeah, then we see the whole arm with the suckers from the kraken or octopus. I don't know what that's gonna be, but
Right.
they pull out the pin. The whole thing comes through, and, squirts towards her. Cool thing to notice is her hand has a glove on it, yet it seeps through and ages her. So it's not like, the clothes are going to protect you. It's a very, very strong.
Concentrated, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
What-
be interesting.
Whatever that is. I also am trying to see, since I'm playing, is that Drawbridge logo or? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Where?
No, there, like what Fragile is wearing. There's like two shirts, but it was
Right.
like half cut. But because there is one more logo which we don't know anything about, which we'll talk about when we get
The
there.
one that kind of looks like his bike, his old bike. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's like a triangle in that
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
That's why I said it looks like a trike.
Oh yeah.
Front.
Exactly.
Kind of weird
So
to it.
that's another thing that I was like curious about what that is. Another thing we noticed
Have you
is
seen that symbol before?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
And
it
if you
kind of looks familiar.
that, and I think from the GameSpot, no, not GameSpot, someone on Twitter, I can't remember the name, but they had it shown that when in the scene when Sam is bringing Elle's floating body down, he kind of bends, and on the back of Sam, that symbol is huge. So it's actually a big part, like whatever that symbol is.
Okay.
Yeah, so it could be even APAC, because there are two different things right now: APAS and APAC.
Does it kind of look like an AP?
No, it doesn't. It's just like a triangle, literally a triangle.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
it could be
interesting.
anything, just throwing it out there.
Because isn't there something else besides APAC?
What do you mean?
You said APAC and APAS?
Yes, there are two
Okay, it's two different.
different ones. And both the times, the person who talks about it is Alistair Duncan Mimir from God of War, whose character we haven't seen yet. We hear him in both the trailers, but we don't see the character,
Right.
which is really cool. Like, he's still in the shadows.
Yeah. Which could either be this person that what is it, Fragile was
Fragile.
talking about? When she held up her figure, she's talking about like
Someone is funding the whole thing.
funding. Yeah. And then there's the legs. The legs.
But legs,
But they could be external from the whole
yeah,
SAM unit or
could
Fragile
be.
unit.
It could be. Maybe he's one of the people we deliver to. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
I know, like, for some reason, I felt like we connected with the manufacturing of the robots or the bots, I guess is what they technically call them. But it seems like more Higgs might be I'm not sure.
The ones controlling him, his
Well, just-
army basically.
Manufacturing them. Because I don't know if Higgs is, what do you call that? Like, he's building them somehow himself, all by himself, or if he's getting them from like a factory and there's someone like giving him money and backing him.
It's possible.
So,
It could be. It could be someone else behind him. Sorry, before I forget this, while we were on the topic of the first Death Stranding, the beach fight with Higgs, there's a
Right.
very cool detail I saw. I think it was Python Selkin, great channel by the way. If you want to really see in-depth analysis, those are the guys
Right.
to go for.
They do a good job.
Yeah, but they, I think, noticed right before Sam comes to fight Higgs, we see in the background Higgs is talking to Amelie. He's literally bowing down to her.
Yep.
So, and it's like, and the imagery even on the coffin, it's Amelie, the weird thing,
This little statue.
yeah, the statue thing.
The idol.
Yes, that's also
Yeah.
Amelie. So he's like literally worshipping Amelie, and then she's seen as an idol on his coffin, and it's like, what's happening there? Sorry, I just had to point that out. That
Right.
also thing,
Yeah,
that
it
thing
feels
was
like
also
he's
there.
playing like a weird like fake Satan role or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I'm being the bad guy right now.
Also, I also mentioned in my thing was he's a mixture of Amelie and Higgs. It's not
Right.
just Higgs, because
His
hair
yeah,
is
like-
definitely Amelie, and even the skin. It's like he's
The mask.
wearing the skin of Amelie. Creepily enough,
Yeah,
it feels like you've just superimposed Amelie's face on Higgs.
Right. Yeah.
in a very the Crow manner.
Right. When we get to the scene with the robots, I have something interesting to say about their
Yeah, sure.
masks and their garb. But
Let's continue with how we
Yeah.
were moving forward. So we see the close-up eye shot. We kind of know that's Elle Fanning. Then
The graphics are just stunning in that eye scene.
Oh.
that scene is amazing. I want a
My
poster of that, man.
Yeah, I know.
That
That
is
was
cool.
gorgeous. I was like, oh, this Decima engine, man. What is he cooking with this? It's like looks
Right.
insanely good. But then the infamous BB shot in the throat comes up, and every time with this shot, you're always curious what's gonna happen. Is it gonna be the butt? Is it gonna be the face?
Right.
What's gonna happen?
I do have a question for you guys. Do you think every time we see a throat BB, is it Lou? Or is it like Sam BB or something else? Because I'm not sure if the eye color is always green.
See, that's
haven't
what I was
gone
getting.
back and actually
I think the eye color has always been green,
always been green. Okay.
and come to think of it, Elle Fanning has green eyes, exactly the same colors.
Yeah, she does. There's a lot of stuff centered around, like the notion of maybe Lou being
Elle, yeah.
in the chrysalis somehow. I don't know how she would get inside the dress unless there's her Caw is wearing the dress, and then there's some weird way of the body being made via
some
the
Kojima
Caw staying in the
explanation.
steam long enough and creating a chrysalis. I don't know.
We shall find out, or maybe we won't.
I don't know. I think we'll find out, and then it'll be
More
a
confusing.
lie.
It'll be more confusing. Like that doesn't make sense. Find out in Death Stranding 3. But
Exactly.
Oh no, we have to wait for another game to find out.
We'll have an answer in this one. It just will be wrong for the next one.
like, come to think of it, all the theories we came up with before Death Stranding 1 release, we had some crazy shit going on, like between our group chats. Like, oh, we're gonna go to the moon, we're gonna turn into Ludens, and this is gonna happen, and the game is gonna switch genres in between, and nothing happened.
Right.
Kojima be like this watching our podcast. Don't do this.
Don't do that.
Nope.
But yeah,
You idiots.
You're right.
he spits out of the freaking Magellan,
Right.
the head of Rex.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
It's like literally the Rex's head. It's so.
It's basically
It's very
But
uncanny. Yeah.
sense who the artist is.
But
Sahelanthropus.
so we know.
So that-
Basically.
Did you lose a leg? What drop?
Yeah, I dropped it the other day.
Oh no. But yeah, so again, you can see that the ship will. So the cool thing about the ship is it's not just underwater; it's also aerial.
Yeah, I can hover a little bit.
Yeah, and what we
Which-
got to know today on Hideo Tube was that ship, you can only move to certain parts if the chiral network is connected. So you have to go on foot, connect the chiral network, and then the ship can go wherever. So I guess it'll also kind of be like a fast travel thing in that sense, that then you can use the ship to go wherever you want, but it has that connection to it.
So basically what it is what we were talking about earlier with the notion of traveling the seam.
Yeah.
They're not just traveling the seam, they're traveling the network in the seam.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
That would be my headcanon for that.
Yeah.
Which means they're like traveling down like a wire kind of in a weird way. Whatever
Yeah.
the notion of a chiral wire is. I guess
Yeah.
that's what a strand is, which I don't know if we have a real notion of what that is.
Who knows, man? There's so many questions. That's what I love about these trailers. Like, you end up with like 1,000 more questions than answers.
Yeah, it just fractalizes when you talk about it. It's like, what about this? What about this? What about this?
Did you guys notice the water reflections in the next scene when she's showing around, Sam around?
Yeah, definitely.
It's
feels
like the
like
underneath
you're in the
of a swimming pool in a day, right? You just see the water reflections.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, because that's happens when you're in the seam, right?
Yeah.
When you're in between swimming around,
Yep.
that's affecting. Yeah.
And so in that scene where she's explaining and just introducing him to the ship, Sam is definitely with gray hair. We can tell that he's the older Sam. Someone's funding this whole thing. We don't know who the fuck that is. I'm sure we're gonna find out. Bridges.
Do you think that scene dovetails into the first trailer scene when they? No, that can't. That can't. Okay, never mind. it would have to be. The first trailer is when he gets on the ship, and then that happens.
Mm-hmm.
This is when they're showing him around, I would assume, because he's old in that, and he has to immediately get on the ship.
Yeah.
When they're outside his
cave,
his cave, or
basically.
Yeah, because Fragile's like ready to meet my crew.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. Okay, cool.
Then we have the armory shot where there's too many weapons this time. Like there are a lot of grenades, there's a sniper rifle, which I noticed.
Is there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Top right blue one is definitely a scope, a proper sniper.
Well, I don't know. Some of the other guns had scopes, but they
but
really
this
use
one
them.
looks a little bigger, kind of like a sniper, which I am hoping it is.
I hope you can go first person into stuff.
Oh, that would be
for
awesome.
this one.
Plus, there's a lot of more room on the walls, so we haven't seen all the weapons for sure.
Well, I don't know. I felt like there's more room to fit stuff in the first one, and was disappointed.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It's like, these are just big things.
Yeah. But yeah, I talked about that in the analysis to the VR set. It's right in the middle.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, so it's basically
That
we're gonna have the director's cut VR missions right in because she even says that you can. I think she says something like you can paste them out or something along that lines, where you can basically test them out whenever you want the weapons. That would be in the VR.
Like the director's cut.
Yeah. So we can definitely go on like VR missions with Sam testing those weapons. She again talks about all the different rooms, so everyone has very similar rooms and apparently one shower where we just gonna be Sam's just gonna be all naked. I think he mentioned it for that reason, because everyone the shower thing was pretty iconic in that sense in the first game. The hand
do you think they'll be pulling only from Sam? Because I'm not sure. His blood is special from everyone else, right?
Yes.
Okay, right.
His everything is special.
So they would only be taking from his external waste and piss and stuff. Do you think the shower is going to be the restroom still?
Shower's going to be what?
The restroom?
Yeah.
Like one in the same?
Yeah. Most probably. I think now we just have like a moving base.
Right.
That's what it is. But including the other rooms that we'll see later. Like we'll still have those underground rooms.
A moving knot is what it would be? A moving knot?
No, yeah. Basically, it's
those are what those are, right?
It is a knot, yeah.
The whale shape.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that too. Like the knots.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a well with the teeth coming out.
Yeah. Most of the structures have the same kind of look.
Yeah, the motif. Yeah.
So she's just talking about how there's someone funding the whole thing, and he's like, you can't be that stupid, believe this bullshit.
Right.
In the next shot we see everything is changed now. His armor is all drawbridge. It's no bridges anymore.
And he's young again.
Yeah.
And he also has arm attachments, which we didn't have.
Into the suit, it looks like almost.
Yeah, we didn't have that in the first game. I think now his hands.
What do you mean arm attachments?
Like the skeleton thingy.
The power legs.
Ah, okay, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So now the power legs. He has the power arms this time, which is interesting.
If you look at his jacket right here, there's blue here. There's blue here.
Yeah.
There's the logo on the side that glows.
Yep.
But that's embedded like into the suit with a wire that comes down to a lock. So it seems like it's a part of it. Maybe you can swap it out and make it better, but maybe it's just no. We're not going to worry about that mechanic anymore.
No, it does. Yeah, that's a cool detail to catch on. It's actually part of that whole suit. It's not external.
Yeah. It would be cool if, I guess they could just, you put on a new suit, a whole new suit that has new, like bigger ones that deal with speed versus weight or terrain, like
Yeah.
they did with the first one. But
I would love to see more different costumes for Sam, apart from the beaver and all that shit.
right, I wish I used the what is it, the corpse you more than I did, but I didn't kill anyone.
Oh,
I could play through it all.
one more interesting thing is the BB pod. It's not like it is supposed to be as shown in Johnny's shirt right now. It's pretty blacked out.
Right.
There's no BB in there.
Yeah, it's
Johnny.
It's got the weird
Yeah.
blackout screen on.
Is that Lou all grown up behind you? Hezbollah.
I tried to put sunglasses on him before, but they kept falling off.
Man, he's creepy as fuck. But yeah.
He's just looking at you. How you doing, mate?
But my theory is that pod is not empty.
No.
It has the octopus Lou.
Right.
That's what he literally called it. When you download the avatars from DS2 that he gave free on PlayStation Network, they're called Octoloo. Octopus Lou.
Octoloo. Good.
So
Yeah, 'cause that would make more credence for Elle Fanning being maybe connected with her, or at least
exactly.
there's a potentiality of Lou turning into something similar.
So, yep. There's
If
a lot
she's
of
not the same.
similarities. Even later on in that scene where Higgs places his hand, his hair kind of like floats. There's some definite. Then we hear some movement in there.
Right.
So
yeah.
there's definitely something in there.
When it's on the wall with the
At the very end, yeah, we see bubbles.
bubbling too.
Yeah,
too,
so
yeah.
something's going on. Like I'm sure there will be something in there which will be revealed later on. But
The thing that's interesting to me with that is can Lou be remote now? Which I think we'll get into to maybe talking more about that later on.
there are hints on that
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole scene where she talks about, it's more than America, it's the whole world that we need to connect, and then we see that freaking puppet on on the shoulder just wanting a hug from Sam. Literally, it's like Sam. Yeah, that's Fatih Akin, the German director.
Right.
I think he met him through Diane Kruger, who was the wife of Norman Reedus. And there was a movie which actually I saw. I can't remember the name, but he was the director of it. So he was a big fan of that film. That's how they connected, and now he's in the game, which is a pretty cool thing. But what a super cool character! I think one of the most. I'm like the most intrigued by this character. I want to learn more about this guy. What's his story? And it seems like we're gonna have a partner with us all the time now.
Do we know if the voice actor is him, or
No,
is this someone else?
it's a different voice actor.
Okay.
The
'Cause-
voice actor is also
good.
pretty famous, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping this person is going to be like our narrator. So just giving us a lot of information, just basically like you were saying.
Like Mimir.
Mimir.
Yeah, Mimir. Yeah.
That's what he's gonna be, and she even says like his experience and his knowledge will help you. So I'm pretty sure he's
Right.
gonna be playing a big role.
I'm curious if they're going to do anything like they kind of did in Metal Gear Solid V, where when you pulled up the camera, you could look at certain things and have commentary about it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm wondering if you can actually basically kind of like ask him, hey, what is this?
What is that? Yeah.
What is this?
He
What
could
is
be
this?
a tour guide
Yeah.
for Australia. That'll be interesting. I'm really curious to see what happens with this one, but
People want you to be able to remove him though. If
Yeah,
he's
'cause
talking all the time.
I don't want him to be
Yeah, I
talking
do.
too much. That'll get annoying.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
shut up. Like those are some things that I really like. Sometimes it gets annoying, like especially the characters who talk to themselves.
Right.
I'm talking to you, Aloy, from Horizon
Right.
Forbidden
Well,
West.
she talks too soon is her problem.
Oh my god.
Way too soon.
Yeah, it's
Like-
just
I was trying to solve that puzzle.
I know. But hopefully, I'm sure, as I said, I think we're gonna have choices now what to take with us. It could be
Right.
either the hands, or you could take him, or something like that. You can choose your
Yeah.
accessory for that mission.
Running it like the charms on the back.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what it could be.
I hope it has multiple stuff that can go in that spot, and you can still do charms if they have the charms, or different notions of gloves.
Yeah,
With a
different
second
colors,
hand.
and yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I would love customization. I'm sure they will be there. Next shot, I think, is like from graphics point of view, like it's showing off the Decima engine, the way the light fills up the whole. The opening of the door of the Magellan.
Cargo bay.
Yeah,
Right.
it's stunning.
Did you guys notice that there's the circle for vehicles to drop down in there?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right there.
I'm curious if we're gonna have a bigger garage this time around or not.
He said in the
new
episode today,
vehicles.
there are a lot of vehicles, different new vehicles.
I
So-
do hope they control better, like you're
I
saying.
know they were horrible in the first game.
They're
Oh
awful.
my god.
I almost wish Hideo would team up with the people that do was it Mud Runner and Snow Runner,
Yeah.
and actually have a
Yeah.
proper like environmental struggling thing with the vehicles.
Vehicles. Yeah.
I do want these ones that can actually just drive over everything.
Like a hovering.
Well,
Vehicles in Death Stranding
Mm-hmm.
drive like Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil 2.
Basically,
The original, of course.
the original.
right, yeah.
It's funny. But yeah, like she's talking about how we have to connect the rest of the stuff, like how we did in Mexico. And finally, we see our environments for the first time, this whole freaking rocky place.
Right.
And again, as I mentioned it in the analysis too, we kind of like see a river. We see the strands going upwards, which is
Yep.
something totally new.
Do you guys think that's the first place?
I don't think so.
You think this is like more in the story, not their first location that we go out and mess
No,
around in?
probably. Who knows?
Well, Mexico might actually be
Be
like
the
a
first-
tutorial.
Oh, that is, yeah. Well, from what they've shown, if
Mhm.
he's not like flashbacking,
Yeah.
I would assume we see the first trailer stuff with Fragile, like and doing stuff
Mhm.
there. But that stuff might be like the cliff scenes,
Yeah.
like
Ah,
you
yes.
connect to the thing when you flash back and you add more.
Yeah,
add more.
it's possible.
Actually, that makes more sense for
Mhm,
that. You
mhm.
find out more about, like, and you get fonder because you have all these heartwarming moments with Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. So the Mexico being like maybe you're finishing it up, like that's where it starts. It's like you're at the
You're done
tail
with
end
that.
of
Yeah.
you've done a lot of it, and you just got to do a little bit.
Yeah, that's highly likely. But we do kind of like see structures in the background and the fire. Like I noticed there's like the fire smoke in the background, which could be like one of those wildfires or whatever. Next shot, we see the whole freaking ship kind of moving on its own. But there's this thing of floating rocks out of nowhere, like huge rocks just floating. Like we see another environment like that later on where the tar is just rising up. And with huge
I think
rocks.
that's chiral density is usually how they explain that.
Yeah, there's way too much of that on those areas basically. So yeah, that's another, like the environments look beautiful. Like just when you think it can't get any better, it's like
Which
wows
is
it.
a little bit weird because chiral density is also supposed to make timefall happen too. So it's
Yeah.
having an area that has chiral density and not timefall
Mhm.
rain is interesting.
Yeah. I think we see another city, and then there's this. See this shot where he's like kind of climbing. I hope there's more climbing in this game.
Same here. Same here.
But we see. Mhm.
I just some of my old concepts. I hope he actually does.
Yeah. I think
Like
one of
actually using ropes and carabiners that go into the wall, the
Yeah.
anchor and whatnot.
Yeah,
more
yeah.
that instead of the poor man climbing where he's just doing one anchor and throwing it over and just hopefully it's long enough.
more realistic in that. I think Phantom Pain had like really realistic climbing
They did
mechanics.
Cracks.
Pretty
Yeah.
good job with the animation,
Mm-hmm.
where he's actually doing the proper holds,
Yes.
and he's shaking out.
Yeah, he's shaking out. Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of little details that he
Yeah.
added. I hope stuff like that gets added too. This is kind of
Yeah.
like an evening shot, which kind of is suggesting in a day and night cycle.
Right, which would be interesting
it'll
if
be
there's
awesome.
a whole like gameplay element to night to day
Yeah.
being a thing.
One thing that I was noticing, I think in the back of the
Like the
shot.
strands are not straight.
Yeah, they're not. They all go this way, and also there's this white, which could be a white strand or a holograph. I can't really tell from this angle.
Yeah.
If that's a yeah, it could be either of those. It looks like a hologram, but we do have white strands as well whenever we connect stuff. So yeah, really cool imagery there too. Love the clouds. I think it's the Decima engine again, with Horizon Forbidden West cloud technology that they used, which is absolutely beautiful. I think one of the best skies that I've ever seen in a game is Horizon Forbidden West, especially in the DLC. So that whole shot of it, right? Like I think it's a hologram if I really look closely.
So which part are the strands flying sideways?
When
Bas-
Sam's climbing.
yeah, I think
When
any
Sam's
of those.
Oh yeah, it's like the wind's blowing it or something.
Yeah. If you notice in any of the shots, none of the strands are going straight up. They're all slanting.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like upside down, as the whole imagery has been in the trailer. They're not coming from the sky, rather they're rising from the earth or the ground, basically. So yeah, that holograph or whatever that is, then this whole shot of the dunes, man, that made me so happy. I was
Port
like,
Stevens.
hmm.
Port Stevens
Yes.
in Sydney.
Yeah. It's highly likely. We kind of see a structure kind of in the fog there. We kind of see like a river or like maybe a tidal bed or some sort.
Okay. Is this the floating area that you're talking about?
The desert one. That's
The
where
desert.
yeah.
Yes. Oh gosh, that desert is amazing.
Just imagine surfing
Yeah.
in that one with just
One thing that I would like to say about the what is it, the flash flood breaking your stuff. I hope they have a solve for that. Because if it's always constantly breaking everything that you build and there's no maintenance system in the game, I'm gonna
imagine you
words.
collect materials to build a dam together.
keep it safe.
Keep it
That
safe.
would be sick.
Like building roads, building dams, freaking doing
The other thing is maybe it's like, okay, I don't put a bridge there. Is
Yeah.
what that is. It's like, and if there's enough information that this is a dangerous area,
for
that you could
timefall.
have-
Yeah, flash
well,
floods.
flash floods. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this is painted, it's been marked.
Yeah.
Even with like our signs in the game, where we put it down and they would just like topographical do a weird, okay, this is the zone that's going to be a problem,
Yeah.
and then share that to friends.
Yeah.
So like, don't build here.
You know what I would love to try is whenever there's a wildfire, I'll make Sam pee. Try to put it
That's
out.
You might have
gotta be a
thought
thing.
about that.
That's gotta be a thing. That's gotta be a
That'll
thing.
be awesome. It's like just standing there with his own freaking fire hose.
No. Yeah. That's a thing. That's the thing.
That's quite the imagery.
I-
Johnny's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
My brain just had his stream catch on fire. Now he's like a flamethrower. This is my mental image right now.
Oh Lord! But with this desert shot, you can kind of see the physics of the sand as well as he's walking. The sand kind of sliding down. It's just beautiful.
That was in Uncharted 3 already, though.
Yes,
It was really
yes,
nice
it
stuff
was
like that.
brilliantly done. The night scene again. There's a whole night scene. I think the fire shot with the whole ship hovering on top. That's definitely a wildfire. That's what I think it is.
And you know what else is in that picture?
What
A eucalyptus tree on the left.
Oh, is that
Is
what that
it?
is?
Johnny the Bioman? That's
what
what
it
your
looks
name
like.
should be. Your Death Stranding name should be Bioman.
Bioman.
Bioman. I dig it.
Yeah, Bioman is awesome. On the Edge. Okay, then what was the next one? Yeah, the flash flood, the whole thing getting destroyed. Mhm.
Maybe we could just level up our stuff to the point where it doesn't affect it.
Yeah,
Most
There's different
likely.
tiers.
yeah, stronger materials or whatever.
Yeah, that would make sense. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next shot
Did
is
you
also.
upgrade the bridge in the first game?
Sorry, what?
Yes, you could do it 3 times, but
It just added music.
I'm confused though, because there's another bridge that I've seen, but maybe it's something that just the game puts in the thing. It's like a giant bridge, but maybe I haven't found that item to be able to create that level 4 version of a bridge.
No idea. Because he's added so many things, and I played it before the director's cut, so I have no idea what's happening these days in the game. Because he's added a lot of stuff with updates. So
Yeah.
When you place a bridge, I think you can press a button to switch between long and high.
Maybe that's what
yeah,
it is.
that's where
Maybe
probably
I'm not
is.
not putting down the bridge.
No, 'cause-
I think I only put down 2, so I didn't
Yeah.
really. I was using everyone else's stuff.
Mm.
I was mainly putting my stuff into the
Highways.
no
the zip
line.
lines. The zip
The
lines.
zip
I like
lines.
that.
Yeah.
Like the devil.
Don't ever do this in Italy.
Yeah.
Don't ever do this.
It means your wife's cheating on you.
Oh wow.
And why is that?
This is what are you doing?
No, we need that with the second hands.
Oh, that would be awesome. Oh, and he also mentioned in Hideo Tube that Higgs' character is going to be singing a lot.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So expect a lot of solos and singing.
Right.
And,
Which is interesting on the whole Kroll
yeah,
comments
exactly.
people have with it, like
Exactly.
musician
The guitar, yeah.
and where's the rest of your band?
Like, basically. But yeah, the next shot with the whole flying rocks, floating rocks, and the tar going up. I don't remember it being that way. And then the next one being the earthquake, basically, like the whole landslide.
All these places are on Earth, or some of the stuff on the beach, or
See,
that kind of weird notion of new in between.
the only scene I think could be not Earth is the moon one.
The moon one,
It's too fucking close. Like, which place on Earth has a moon that big?
right?
The third day of Majora's Mask.
But
I'm gonna die.
But yeah, I think that's the only one that kind of makes me think. But what if the moon actually? That's what's causing fucking flash floods. The moon's closer.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole landslide thing. It looks like the physics and the graphics are just insane. I don't know how he's managing that. The whole mountain breaking up. The whole probably an earthquake or whatever that is. We also see the upside down rainbow over there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's avalanche or earthquake. It's hard to.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was the name, Avalanche.
Avalanche, yeah. Could be either,
Think of
actually.
it.
Can't
I
really
hope
tell.
that there's both in the game. Honestly,
yeah.
but-
Yeah, go ahead. Were you saying something?
No.
No. So the next one is the BTs, which look very interesting. Again, to me, they're not connected from the top. They're actually connected from the ground up. There's no strings on top. BTs usually have that kind of stuff too. Well, no. BTs actually always had it from the bottom, right? I can't remember.
The umbilical cord. Where'd it go?
Yeah.
I was curious about this too. Usually, it just faded off.
Off into something. Yeah.
Maybe into the seam.
Yeah.
But I also think some of them connect to giant BTs.
Yeah. And babies.
Yeah.
And
So I'm looking it up now. They're connected through the umbilical cord. Yeah.
yeah. But where does it go? Does it go like into the ground or into the sky?
It
Or?
sort of goes up and then back down.
Yeah. But yeah, like BTs look different. They look more formed.
Yeah, but I don't know if your guys' gameplay experience, but when I played it, I couldn't really see them.
Yeah.
But by the end, they're like more solidified.
Solidified,
They're close
yeah.
to this.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
some are golden.
Yeah, some are golden.
Yeah. I think that's dealing with if they eat you in an area, then you'll get gold ones is the main reason.
Interesting.
And then there's also red ones too.
Yeah. There are red ones too. That is true. But I love the fog in this and the whole lighting, like the way the light system, like he's showcasing the engine in this shot too, like how beautifully the light kind of like disperses through the fog. His suit has a lot of glowing lights. That's for sure.
They got rid of the other two colors, which I'm wondering if those will change depending on maybe this game to the other games or different continents. We're on a blue continent versus a red continent versus a white continent.
Yeah.
Or maybe there'd be some in-game threat meter or feedback with the color of
It's
that stuff. Maybe that's their health bar.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. That'll be a cool thing to add, like more interactive health bar. But yeah, this next shot, man, this moon, this just blew me away.
Yeah, it's crazy. And was it you that was talking about where they got the
NASA
stuff from us? NASA?
They actually got it from NASA. Did you know about that, Johnny?
No, but the patterns looked like our moon.
Yeah.
Like the texture.
It is the texture
moon.
Of the moon. If you at the end of the trailer with the credits hit at the bottom, it says moon render provided by NASA. He actually got it from NASA, which is pretty cool. So that makes me think if that's a map.
Someone could actually see the orientation of where the moon is and know where it was supposedly supposed to be.
Shit, you're right. Because
there goes
this is
Johnny.
another fun thing. When you're in Australia, the moon is upside down.
Oh, is that upside? Oh,
yeah,
Johnny,
this is what I'm talking about.
Get to it. You're getting onto something. Look at the images. Maybe it's you. That theory of that being Australia.
We at least know if we're
close
north or south of the equator.
Okay, so the two craters that you see on the moon on the right side.
Look at us. Going crazy about the moon. I love that.
It's pretty.
It's stunning. I don't think I've seen a moon rendered this beautiful in any other game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I have seen like a colored version
Bloodborne
of the moon that was pretty cool, but that's not in the game.
Yeah.
It appears to be like that with that orientation.
In Australia?
Yeah.
There you go. We're getting somewhere.
Well, it's so that would mean it's south of the equator, right?
South of the equator, basically.
South of the equator, yeah.
Okay, so that adds a handful of things.
Yeah. It could be anywhere from South America to Africa to Australia.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep. That flying BT looks really interesting. It's kind of like the whale from the end, but it's not exactly a whale. It looks more like a manta.
It reminds me of the weird thing that you see eating bodies or claws in the seam.
Yeah, that is
that
true.
Thing that
yeah, but doesn't that one have like more arms, like more like an octopus?
Yeah. Well, the notion of it would be is those are just flowing backwards here, kind of a weird thing. But
I think this reminds me more of a what's it called? The manta.
Mantis ray.
Yeah, the stingray, basically.
Yeah, I can see that with that head a little bit on it. Yeah, kind of has a Wyvern dragon vibe to it. Too.
Yeah.
But
in my analysis, I even said this could be an asteroid.
Oh yeah, we're in an asteroid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a very far-fetched thing that I just threw in there, but yeah.
Right. So this is something I haven't experienced, and I eventually will. But what is the whole notion of a void out crater work in the game? The first one. Can you go into it, or do you have to just walk around it?
Around it.
Okay.
I don't think we can go in. Yeah.
That would be nice if we could actually go into it in this one.
Yeah. Johnny, by the way, you can let us know if you know. I know it's late over there. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Just okay. Because I know we're like 1.5 hours in.
We're dilly dallying.
Yeah. So even you, Ashler, if you let me know if you need to hurry this up, we can. But yeah, like the next thing is the BT fight. The liquid animation graphics look amazing. The hand is creepy as fuck. We already talked about it. Could be George Miller's hand fighting us. And the cool thing is the very next shot is George Miller.
Right. There is a weird connection there.
Yeah, and the cat, man. I'm so curious to what this whole.
Yeah. I would really like to.
Whoa,
Have-
Ashler.
What?
Look at the badges. I just saw something in that shot. The badges, you can clearly see them.
Oh, you can clearly see them on that one. Yeah.
And
Okay, good.
one of them is a cat with tentacles. The top right one. I just noticed it.
Awesome.
Oh yes.
One is a whale. One is a cat with tentacles. And the golden
Sweet.
one, I can't really tell. Those are hands.
Chiral
So yeah,
crystal.
those are the hands.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, we got that.
And there's words.
Yep, there's
love it,
words.
too.
Okay, let me zoom. Okay, zoom in. Beached things. One of them says beach things. The bottom one.
Nice.
The top one I can't really figure out. It's kind of blurred. But maybe if I pause on the right frame, I can. DHV Magellan. Yeah, I can't really get the other ones. Maybe, but if I watch it on the YouTube full 4K version, maybe I'll be able to spot it.
I need to try to grab that one.
Yeah, that was cool. That was like
Good job.
we caught it right on the recording. That's awesome. I also see something on his arm. Oh, it's a belt. Okay, it's like he connects different things.
Yeah.
It's a buckle.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, the buckle.
It's kind of like the belt strap thing, I think, that V Ahab runs in Metal Gear.
Oh yeah.
Because he has the
oh.
weird strap on the upper part of his arm.
I actually recognized George Miller through his glasses. Because the orange glasses, I'm like, oh, so that's George Miller. That's what made me click. But yeah, like the cat has golden eyes, which is pretty creepy.
Yeah, chiral eyes for sure.
Yeah, and you see the texture on his arm too. It's very weird. It's just like there's no flesh or anything.
Yeah,
in there.
it's it's interesting.
It's like, you
For
know, when
sure.
you open a stone, those minerals, it's kind of like that.
Obsidian.
Yeah, kind of like that kind of structure in there. And his hand is definitely the key to the ship. Or his lack of. Like,
Right. Well, I'm wondering, because I'm still confused how the caw works in Death Stranding. When you're alive, is your caw in you or on the beach? Or is it only when you're in certain states can it go to the beach?
I think when you're alive, it's in you. But
It's
when
in you.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. When
Because
you're
then
dead,
in this
that's
situation here, he may have a caw hand.
it's possible. He's
It's
missing
just
it.
you just can't see it. But
Yeah.
when he puts it in there, he's able to still mess with
Mess with the system.
the
Yeah.
stuff. And
I haven't
I
really.
assume something ate his hand. Maybe his cat ate his hand.
That would be funny. And he just keeps
Lost it somehow.
the cat, and he keeps it as a pet after he.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's why it's just familiar now. It's like, oh, I'm you. I'm part of you now.
Yeah, I got your hand, and it's basically his right hand.
Oh.
You know the term.
Oh, that's good.
Oh Lord, yeah, we think too much.
It's his first mate.
All these buttons and everything on the whole HUD. I'm sure people are gonna freaking zoom in. I haven't really
Yeah,
done
try to
that. I'm
see
sure
if
they're
they
gonna
can
find
figure it
out something in a few days. And the ship goes down basically in the tar, and we're in a frozen area. Like we definitely see snow.
Not Australia.
Not Australia. But this next shot is beautiful. I think. Okay, one more thing. I can't really remember. Did Death Stranding ever have clear skies? There was
Clear
always.
blue skies, or just not raining.
Yeah, it was. There were like blue skies, or was it usually just foggy, really foggy? I don't quite remember if we ever saw like a full-fledged sky.
I can't fully remember. It's been a minute since.
I'm
I've
like,
been in the areas.
because that's
where
one thing
we
I'm
would be.
noticing with these shots, the environment shots. The sky has like beautiful like clouds, and it's open and blue, and
Because, what is it? the second place you go to, I think it's a roboticist, maybe outside of Lake. No,
Yeah.
that area maybe.
Yeah.
Anywhere
Yeah.
else,
It's
anything,
usually
I
pretty
think
like we don't really see a lot of
it's
the
overcast.
sky. Yeah, it's overcast most of the time. But so that's interesting.
Yeah, I want to say that it's always overcast. It would have been
Yeah.
easier for Hideo to leave some oddity with the sky if he did, but it seems like he's saying no. There's sky.
Yeah.
I'm
I know
looking
that
at all my screenshots. They're all overcast.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
remember. Like, only place we kind of saw it was when we saw the northern lights, the auroras, at night. That's
Right,
be-
and that wasn't. Did you actually see stars, or did you just
no,
see
I don't think
just?
so. We just saw the auroras, no stars
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
But this looks like
Interesting.
we have way more clearer skies, so which is interesting. But the next shot with the whole bike thingy, where you sit in front, the new vehicle basically, that definitely looks like Australia. That could definitely go
Right.
as
Yeah.
it's like canyons and stuff. Then it's the desert. This is the new kind of truck. It's more environmental stuff. I think this shot is where the ship is kind of like docked at some knot. Fragile, the commander being there. Yeah, this could be anywhere in the story, to be honest. You can't really tell. But the next one, the room, that's really interesting. I think that's how the new rooms are going to look, the underground ones.
Mhm.
Apart
Looks like
from.
there's a city.
Hmm?
There's a city rendered in the.
Oh,
screens.
yeah. In the screens, the LED walls, they basically turn into a city, which I also kind of said in the analysis that we should be able to customize it. You could put like a
Different.
different scenery according to whatever you want.
It would be really cool if you could do like 360 panoramics wherever you're at.
Yes.
So you would just click a button and it would save where you were standing, and then you could put it in that room.
How cool would it be if you actually, those cameras in the game where you kind of, the towers where you kind of see 360, you
Yeah.
can access any of those towers
Oh,
and then put it
you
here.
put them down, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I like that as a game.
Like live webcams.
Yeah, live
Yeah.
webcams basically.
Yeah.
As long as we can listen to Bring Me the Horizon in the
Oh,
in the waiting room.
I know. That would be something. But we don't see any Monster energy drinks, which is a bummer.
There is a shelf back there, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I see the Kojima Productions tumbler on there, on the table on the left, but
Yeah, there's a couple of places where that stuff
Yeah,
can
that
end up,
pops up.
because that stuff slowly
hmm,
got put in your room.
yeah,
It wasn't immediately there.
there's the infamous trash can, which gets all the the freaking beer cans. This other shot where he's laying down with the whole scene, that kind of like really very cyberpunk kind of feel to the whole shot.
Yeah, I find it interesting that it's still running the. Well, it's not. It's different. It's not the American colors. It's just using the
Yeah, it's like the RGB colors.
RGBs in the
Yeah.
color.
And he's
Interesting.
wearing the ring on his thumb,
Yeah,
which is
Yeah.
like the new cufflinks, basically.
Cufflinks.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how he's gonna use that to cut the BT ties. Like it's a
No.
like
They're gonna
just
have to
smacking
happen.
it with the thumb.
I only did that once in my playthrough.
People just go and just kill all BTs.
I
Like,
know.
they
I
just-
heard about that.
Yeah,
That was me.
Oh, you were.
Yeah,
You just
that's
clear
what
the
I'm
whole
gonna
area.
Do from now on.
No, I didn't
I
do
use
that.
grenades too much.
I was too scared for all those fuckers. I would just sneak past them.
Sneak past them.
Yeah,
Earlier on, I was doing that.
yeah.
I think that's why I didn't use it. I forgot about it.
So in the next shot, like when Sam is laying down, you see the second symbol that I'm talking about, right underneath drawbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that? That's a whole different thing. I don't know which symbol that is.
Okay, it kind of. I would say it kind of looks like the robots' faces a little bit, but it's squashed.
Yeah.
It could be like the weird yellow laser designs that it has on their faces.
Mhm.
Might be like a weird
possible.
Prime logo thing for that.
Yeah.
But I have not seen them do that one too.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that I've looked at them do.
But it's interesting though. Like definitely, what what that will be, what logo would that relate to? But yeah, then we see the whole robots, man. Those the design, the mech designs.
Yeah,
Freaking
they're
Yoji
interesting.
Shinkawa, man. It's.
What do you think their backpack thing is? Because they have a weird bulb
Yeah.
on their right side that comes forward that has like almost looks like maybe their clip could go into it or something weird. I don't know if you guys seeing
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Isn't that the dog that he pulls out?
No, that's on its shoulder.
Oh yeah, there's a whole thing in the back too. I have no idea. Maybe
It looks like the
Jet-
jetpack of
jetpack,
the
yeah.
Is that what
director's cut.
Is that what that looks like? Okay.
Oh, I
That
just
would make
noticed
sense.
something. Just noticed something. If you pause where they show the whole four of them,
Mm-hmm.
the ones in the back, they have like think of staffs or something attached to them, which has the statue of Amelie on top.
Oh yeah. Cool.
I can see.
I did not notice this before.
I wonder if they can use those like the mule staffs, electrical staffs, or anything similar to that.
It's it's
Or if they
possible.
put them down the ground and it does something.
Yep. It's
It has to have some purpose.
yeah. Okay, in the next shot where the dog kind of drops, you can see them clearly,
Yeah.
and they're held by an arm kind of thing.
Is it like their?
It's like a spear. Yeah.
What is the Akadek? I can't.
Odradek.
say the word. Odradek.
Odradek.
It looks like it's one of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holding it.
Yes.
Like
yes. The
Well,
arm.
it's
The arm.
Higgs has, but it's black instead of that orange red.
Yeah. Orange one. Yeah. It looks like scorpion thing. What do you call that? The stingers.
Tail.
Yeah.
Mm.
One of
Oh my gosh! If they can fight with that, so it's just a second or third hand that can
Yeah.
just do stuff
oh, that'll be so
while
cool.
they're shooting.
Man. That's
That-
Sam's in trouble. He's a fucking delivery guy fighting with these shit. Like you need Snake in there.
The this little robot dog thing has
Mhm.
like a Mark II vibe.
Oh, it does. Also,
Gear.
the robot on the very left has like a
Like a
big ass thing on the
Yeah.
back. Like what is that?
Has what?
Like a whole. I don't know. It's like a pod right on his back.
That's
Well,
what we were saying before.
they all have them.
They all have them.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And they're thinking that it's the jetpack. I think it's something else, but on top of that. But
Yeah.
I'll say that here in a minute.
What about
Maybe
they have their BBs in there?
Possibly. I know these guys have like intestine, right? Like strand
Mhm.
inside
Yeah,
that.
that thing is still a mystery. Why the fuck are like intestines
Is that
inside of
correct?
them? In their
Or is
chest?
that Higgs? Which one has this squiggly spooch?
The intestines are in Higgs.
Higgs.
Higgs has
You
the
can't really
intestine?
see them.
These guys, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a rib cage kind of thing.
Yeah, there could be some kind of a weird kind of BB pod weird thing behind the rib cage. You can't see it too well though.
Yeah, and they're the robots. Their faces open up. They're like in a triangle, and they just open up and
Yeah, they open
Yeah.
up, and they have a couple different interesting, like holographic
Mhm.
laser penners that they do, which
Yeah.
are we're gonna have like 20 different exclamation points in
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, next shot. These guys are hanging from threads from the sky, and then
You can see the
Which-
spear again.
yeah, the spears are back. It looks like Mars for some reason. It's like just
Yeah,
orange.
it has that vibe.
Uh,
Definitely a sandstorm
yes,
kind of thing. going on.
and that could be one of the freaking like
Yeah,
wildfire.
environmental things. Yeah.
A whole
The other
sandstorm.
thing that's cool is they kind of got a outward mechanic. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that game. You can take off your backpack. I don't know why they didn't do this in the first.
In the first one, yes.
It mind boggles me. But then it also seems like chiral floats. So
Yes, it does.
If,
The
if
the backpack floats as he
if
puts
the
it down.
ground got weird by
It just
tar or whatever,
it just
it's gonna
floats.
stay
Yeah.
safe. Which the paddle canister, I wish in the first one
Mm-hmm.
actually did that in general, because that's what powers your carrier.
Yeah.
Your
Is
floaters,
that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen like hikers where they have on their backpack, they have like a walking stick and they stick it behind it to sit and wait for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That could run that same thing where it's like lifting
Yeah.
from the back of your backpack, making it not as heavy. It
Interesting.
would actually be cool if you had more crystal that it would offset the weight
Yeah.
that you had in your backpack.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I love the, I'm just glad we can take that thing off. It just
Same
move
here.
more freely.
it almost seems like he has a shield in his back too.
Yeah. The
is
suit is
cool.
more mechanic in that sense. It has way more attachments and shit.
Right.
It's like a motorbike jacket
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
with the paddings.
Yeah. I wouldn't be
So
surprised.
do you guys feel like the strings here is something they normally do, or is this something that has been done to them?
What do you
Like-
think,
like
Johnny?
is-
Are they floating?
Yeah, like the strings. Is that something?
Like, do all bots have that, or is
See-
it just like specific affected ones? Like Higgs's bots can do this, but not.
Not
Or-
In the
everyone.
first game, only living creatures had strands. So there's definitely something inside them.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that belly part with the rib cage, there's probably BB in there.
Yeah, it's possible.
BB Caw or
Yeah,
what would else be there? A BT maybe
Yeah.
somehow. Literally having a BT inside of it. The thing is we haven't seen strings before.
Yes.
It seems like it's something new, or
This whole puppetry thing,
yeah.
and
I guess a string could be a strand broken up.
yeah,
Kind of a weird thing. I don't know.
but it's interesting because these strings we see behind Elle Fanning too, and
And you also see them kind of breaking apart, like you were talking about later on,
Yeah, yeah.
too, shooting them.
When you shoot them, yeah, it's like BTs.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like
Like the sparks comes out.
Spark comes.
Yeah, yeah. I guarantee that they melt away because they don't actually show it
Yeah.
100%,
What?
but
The disintegration part?
yeah,
No,
you don't see it fully. You always see a part of them,
No, we see it
right?
later
No?
on
You see
with
it completely? Okay.
with the orange fox when he's slashing stuff. They're
I
just
thought-
vanishing.
I thought they always cut from one side of the scene to the other scene before you could actually see them.
No, you can see a
completely
lot
vanish.
of it. It's like almost fully gone
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that point. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, like now, next one is Higgs coming out of that coffin. We now know who those people were from the first trailer.
Right.
Cut to the same shot from the first trailer where we ended. Again, the whole Egyptian mythology and symbolism is still there. The eye of Horus and the wings of that beetle in Egyptian mythology.
Right.
I kind of mentioned that in my analysis too. But there's a lot of Egyptian symbolism with Higgs. He calls him brother. I don't think he's ever called Sam brother.
Right.
The only reason
Which-
he's doing is because he's a mix of Amelie and Higgs. Amelie is Sam's sister.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense where she goes, hey brother.
How sassy is he?
Right.
Yeah, I know. Same like it ever was.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, one thing I'd like to just
Mhm.
go back on to the coffin thing.
Yeah.
These guys in the first trailer
Mhm.
are wearing like these cloaks,
Yeah.
and either they may like cliff disappear, or that backpack
Mhm.
might store them somehow. And I actually looking at them looks like probably what it will do is the mask will slide up into the hood
Mhm.
will fold back,
Yeah.
and then the things will open up into like a star-shaped kind of bat thing for a minute. Either go into the backpack or then disappear.
Yeah,
At least that's my
possible. Yeah,
headcanon for that. Those.
that'll be cool.
And he's just not showing it because it's a spectacle
Yeah.
when they do it.
Another thing to
But-
note is the outer deck arm for Higgs
Right.
moves like an octopus.
Right. Yeah.
It's
I
exactly.
assume their black ones with the staffs do the same thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
They look like it from
Yeah.
when you pointed those out.
But yeah, he
So
talks.
to confirm what Ash said, when Higgs rises,
Yeah.
he has like I wouldn't know how to say it. Like the helmet when it rains in the first game, it comes up on its own. It's got like these robotic arms
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
across his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
it would make sense that
Yeah.
the,
I think-
the code
I
comes
think-
off.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Higgs's one is different than these guys. Though these guys have more of a bat wing vibe to it, where
Yeah.
these support beams things. I think they hold up kind of like a umbrella vibe to them too.
Yeah,
Yes,
makes
Wing
sense.
umbrella vibe.
Makes sense.
His though looks almost like the Amelie idol's cloak.
Mm-hmm.
More so to it, how it's covering
yeah.
his body.
The
But-
Amelie Idol's insignia is also all over his body too, like on his arm and on his guitar. You see that it's imprinted on there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a loose drawing of what I kind of think what these guys might look like with
Cool.
the thing pulled out. I can send it to you after we're done.
Sure,
doing this,
sure.
just so you
I'd
can
love
see
to.
it. But
Would love to see.
I'll probably just throw it onto the the feed thing that we post onto.
Yeah. I can put it on there. Don't worry. I've kept some space for that too. So I'm gonna try and put the scenes that we talk about too on the screen as well, so that people can see exactly what we're talking about.
Run.
So yeah, the whole rope and stick thing. He's using a stick this time. Porter has to sometimes, use the guns. Then they drop that whole bomb. Well, he picks up the he plays with the freaking puppet again, and he goes all Bunraku on him. You pathetic guitarist, where's the rest of your band?
Right.
That was funny. Then yeah, he gets the whole baby pod. He notices this. He definitely feels something, right? And he's like, "Would you look at that?" Right? I don't know what he said exactly, but something along that line. And then they just drop a bombshell. Oh, you killed Lou. Were you the one who killed Lou? I'm like, oh, killed Lou. But the very next line is like, you don't know, do you?
Yeah.
Completely throws off what Sam just said, right? It's like,
Right.
so probably not. Lou is probably not dead. And then arrives the freaking
Or we were saying earlier, it was technically already dead in some manner.
yeah. I love how the puppet goes, the fuck. Did you hear that?
Is that who says that?
Yeah.
I thought that was Dix.
No. I think it's the puppet that goes, the fuck. It was hilarious. And like, whoa, when that freaking orange thing. Yes. So yeah, did you notice the cord for the guitar just automatically just floats and connects to the guitar?
Yeah.
It's so cool. And then the first tune he plays is of course BB's theme.
Yes.
Okay.
And see, in the second shot when the fox is basically dodging countering the shots from the guitar, the bodies are vanishing. They're just disintegrating into thin air.
Do you guys think possibly these bots could be manufactured on the beach, and that's why they're being pulled back?
Yeah,
to
they
the beach?
definitely. Yeah, they have some kind of relation to the beach or BTs somehow, because that's what they're happening.
The thing that's getting me is it's the Duramatter that's being pulled away. It's dissolving.
Yeah.
That would mean that in my head is that's chiral material that's being destroyed and being sent back. But I maybe that's just a fail safe or whatever for it, that it destroys itself when it breaks its down or whatever.
Yeah. Nope. Highly, at this point, it's highly it's a really cool detail in there, but anything is possible.
It could just be also to save memory.
Yeah.
It's old game.
Yeah, and
Stuff.
this cyborg just vanishes, and the auto deck he has on the face is exactly like Sam's.
Mhm.
So, yeah, he kills the other two holding Sam. Sam is just chilling there. It's like, let me watch these two guys just have a badass fight.
And you brought up
Mhm.
the
The
belly
belly
thing
The belly, yeah.
in your other stream.
Yes.
right? Or video.
Does Johnny know about it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you do. The belly bump, right? On the thing. Okay, so
On whom? Sorry.
all right, so the orange fox guy, right? If you really notice closely, and if you see the poster that Kojima posted for him, he
Yes.
has a slight belly bump.
And
Yeah,
it
okay, I can
focused
see
on
it.
it. It focused on it with
Yes.
that poster too.
And
So,
a
There's
few,
that old
I think a year or so ago,
figure.
Yoji Shinkawa printed a character model.
I remember now. Yeah, we were talking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it has a baby bump too. So I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe that thing is within this whole
Yeah.
cyborg thingy.
It definitely could be that way. The only thing that throws me off is
Mhm.
his other picture that came with it,
Mhm.
because there was like a art leaf that he had with it,
Hmm.
and it was wearing like a military thing with like something that looked like what is it, like
Mhm.
German helmet,
Yeah, yeah.
almost
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
a thing to it.
No,
But
no,
that,
I remember.
that could be on top of that figure,
Mhm.
just as easily as the orange costume can be.
Yeah, that
No.
is, yep, highly
But-
likely.
If he reworked this game, he
Mhm.
may have thrown out that
The
character.
whole
completely.
character. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so and just be reusing some of the concepts that he was messing with
Mhm.
earlier on.
And this guy also, like, this character has Lou's voice coming out of it, laughing and crying, and all of those sounds that Lou made. And the
Right.
pod is just coming out of this
Yeah.
character.
It'd be interesting if you could actually find out if it's a one-to-one,
Oh,
like
yeah.
from the other game to this,
Yes.
because that would confirm it more for me.
Mhm.
Because I know we don't really see multiple BBs at the same time,
Mhm.
but they do exist within at least
Yeah.
the loose canon of what they're saying. Because what is it? Lou is BB 23.
28 or 23.
I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd have to pull up my information. It's 20, sure. For
Okay,
sure.
yeah. I think it's
Something
28, if I
Is it
remember
28?
correctly. Yeah.
Okay. I could see how my brain would confuse 3 and 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll quickly clarify it, but yeah.
The guitar, I knew that was gonna be a weapon for sure, but I did not know that's gonna turn into an axe. That was
It reminds me of the Silverhawks. I don't know if you guys are too young for that, or different.
Silverhawks. I
state.
don't remember that. No, I do not.
Okay. What is it? Thundercats.
Oh, okay.
It's around that same time. That kind of weird
I've seen Thundercats. Mhm.
animation. There's a guy that has a guitar and he shoots lightning out of it.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's quite close.
Yeah. But this whole fight sequence is epic. It's beautifully done.
Yeah.
Action director we get to know is Yuji Shimomura, who's like the guy who did For Phantom Pain, Devil May Cry, and it shows like it's a brilliant fight sequence. Even that shot of him sliding under the whole sword thing, I think I've seen it somewhere. I can't quite place it where, but in a film or someplace I've seen this happening.
Yeah, it has.
Isn't it from Kill Bill?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Kill
you're right.
Bill. Yeah. Kill Bill.
That sounds right.
That is true.
The first one when they're
Yes.
fighting in the Japanese.
I'm sure there's more. I think Kill Bill got it from a Kurosawa film. I'm 100% sure, because Tarantino's a huge Kurosawa fan, right?
Yeah. Everything's a meme.
Yeah. So yeah, this whole fight sequence, brilliant choreography.
And you are correct. It is 28.
28, right? Yeah.
28, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, right after this whole fight sequence, we see Sam cooking, and it's the same room as Fragile
Right.
and BB from the first trailer. And I think the whole shot with the dolphin toy is Lou bringing it to him.
Yeah.
I think this is pre Lou being killed.
Yeah.
Where Fragile and Sam
Or
are kind of in the same
ET'd
house.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
happens, or-
Someone noticed that the shoe that Sam is wearing is the same that Snake wears in Phantom Pain, which is a cool
Oh,
little
wow.
Easter egg. I know. Someone just kind of like went into that. I'm like, okay.
'Cause, wow, man.
Like, yeah. The next shot, I think that's a beach with BB, or could be somewhere else. Who knows? It's snowing.
Snowing, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That could be. How many dream sequences, kind of things, did they have in the first one,
Quite a few,
Or they
actually. Every now and
or
then.
the
they go-
nightmare stuff?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I experienced as many as I was supposed to.
But yeah, he's like, the answers we're gonna find are gonna break you even more, hurt you even
Right.
more. And then I was like, I tried to see like, how the letters are coming down in the title. I'm like, maybe there's a message in there, and then I just stopped after I heard the first three.
Yeah.
First three
What, sorry?
the first three letters after I saw them come down. I thought there was like an anagram in how the words came down in the title, and then I read the first three and I stopped right there because the first three are STD.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh no, that is not right. But yeah, there's nothing in there. So yeah, on the beach, the leaks were right.
What is it? He's wearing his old prepper.
Yeah, he's wearing.
outfit, right?
He's also wearing. What do you call that? An apron. Which
Oh yeah.
Kojima
Yeah.
told us, and this
Right.
and they do
So,
it too.
so this is definitely seeing the post BB death kind of scene thing. However, they're gonna do this, either if it's gonna be a front ended or cut up.
Yeah,
throughout the
I
whole-
think this is a scene from the beginning of the game.
I would agree with you, or they may cliff it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Those are the two ways that
Scenarios,
I
yeah.
can see it.
Again, those hands and like Kojima just keeps finding cool ways of
Yeah.
lighting cigarettes, man. It's
Right, that's very Metal Gear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's crazy.
Metal Gear.
Even Maz Cliff in the first one, he just uses one of the what do you call that?
Yeah, the embers.
Embers to light up his cigarette. And then Quiet just snipering his cigar in the
Yeah.
crazy. Really cool shot. And there's also people, if you notice, in the smoke of Fragile that she exhales, there's like small BTs in there.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until you pointed that out. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's actually, I think in the Hideo tube, it was like a book
Yeah, it
or
was
something.
a poster from
Yeah.
album or something.
Yeah, which had that. Yeah, Elle Fanning kind of eavesdropping. And those two shots are completely different. Right? The one that we're hearing is completely different from what we're seeing. There could even be three different shots. The audio is from somewhere else, then we see completely two different shots. Sam is wearing something really different, very casual. with,
Yeah.
like, blue and yellow. I don't know what that is, but very casual. She's trying to hear
Cut.
something.
What does it remind me of? Han Solo-esque?
Yes.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Yeah. So yeah, that shot. We see Fragile on the right. We see Norman standing. There's someone right in front of Norman, which we can't really see. And from the looks of it, they're on like a wheelchair of sorts, like a chair of some sorts, isn't it?
Yeah, possibly.
It
Yeah.
looks like Fragile has got short hair.
No, not the one on the right. Right, like like right in front of Sam.
Okay. I missed it.
Those.
Yeah, I want to say that the captain
Yeah, could be the
might
captain.
be straight across from him.
Oh, one more thing. The hologram is the world.
Yeah.
It's not one. So yeah,
What continent is the? Are they facing?
I tried to figure it out, but I couldn't.
I can't see the world.
What? It's right in that shot.
It's
Yeah,
the,
no,
it's
I see.
Yeah.
I see the hologram. I can't
Can't
see.
really
like,
see the world.
continents.
Yeah, the contents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it may be also zoomed in too.
Yeah, it's possible. But yeah, that's the yellow boot lady whoever that is.
That could be chiral boots, like tall chiral boots.
Yes. And maybe there's another person sitting in that chair where Sam's hand is, and we don't really see them.
The puppet might be there,
Yeah, it's highly
sitting in
likely.
that chair, because you don't see a head at the top.
Yeah. Also, one thing that I noticed, and I put it on the analysis as well,
Right.
the shirt that Elle is wearing, it actually says Deacon, it detects chiralium dye leak. So what's seeping out of her is chiralium too. That's why she has that on. And we can see
Right.
her hand still is kind of like, has the band-aid on it from the first scene.
Right. I'm curious in what direction they're running this, because there's the black stuff that comes out of the circular part, like we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
There's the stuff that comes out of the needle.
Yeah.
If that can leak and they're separate material,
Mm-hmm.
that's interesting. But what if she takes damage? Does she bleed
Yeah,
viral stuff?
it's possible.
Is her blood like the opposite of Sam's?
Yeah,
Oh
but it's-
wow, yeah.
yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Nah?
Which would be cool to have two different blood types to fight two different types of things. Because if they're
Ooh.
fighting not just the dead, there's bad living people that you can
Living
actually
people.
take-
I like that.
that they can take out quicker with their blood.
Let's age them.
Yeah.
To die of old age.
Let's age them. That's
Like
Make
funny.
them
Yes.
senile, and then they won't do anything to us.
Yeah.
Don't forget,
um,
we can save them through their memory.
that's funny. But yeah, the next shot is like the L right out of the chrysalis, right? A bit cleaned up, but the hair is black because of the tar.
Yeah, the tar,
tar.
totally. Yeah, you can kind of see
some blonde in there.
Yeah.
He's putting it down. He's like, I saw her home. It was hell.
Right.
I don't know where that home was, but I guess we kind of get her out of wherever we get her out of from.
That logo they were talking about before.
Which one?
Yeah, I see it on the back of his
Yes.
jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah.
It's like
That's-
two big things on his back.
Yeah, it's a simplified version of it a little bit.
Yes.
It's like a silhouette of it rather
But there's
than
more to it too. Like
there's lower portions of it.
yeah.
But that may be for functionality rather than pattern.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But interesting. Then Elle basically walks away with the strands still on her.
Right.
I won't be surprised if there's like a puppet master thing happening
Right.
on the beach. Hmm.
Because the stuff you were saying earlier about Kojima saying that her being, what is it, maybe good, maybe bad kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah,
And my thing, both. I do like the notion of someone pulling her strings but having her own wheel on top of it.
yeah,
And maybe she's along for the ride, but maybe starts to not want to do what she was told to do
Mhm.
or what she was made for, or she's just being puppeted when the controller wants
to, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What other theories do you have for the strings?
No, that was the only thing that came to my mind. It's like the strings, the puppets. It just
Puppet,
makes sense
right.
that someone's
Right.
controlling them, these characters. That was the first thing that basically came to my mind.
Because my thing is are the strings a bot thing more than a her thing, or is it more of a her thing than it is the bot thing?
Yeah,
Because is she a robot
Mhm.
or a probe or organic robotic or
Mhm.
or something weird along that line? But yeah.
yeah. It's interesting. Again, so many mysteries to solve. Like it's still an open book. We saw so much, but still we have so many more questions. We still have that Easter egg from Moby Dick Studios in the back. The Moby Dick book and the other book
Right.
that I talked about.
I missed those.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I did talk about them in the analysis. There are two
Yeah.
different books: the Voyage of the Beagle and Moby Dick. It's
I like the first one.
yeah, it's Charles Darwin and
Right,
and
which-
they talk about the primordial soup, which is also Charles Darwin. So there's always
Yeah.
that connection there.
And that kind of ties into the chrysalis too.
Yes.
So the notion of
So
some way that the tar can actually mutate or
Metamorphosize.
yeah, thank you. I'm joking about that.
No worries.
the bioman to the rescue.
Hey, drink of water.
Bioman!
That's awesome. But yeah, this whole last dialogue is really confusing. Where he's like, he was supposed to be killed, incinerated 4 years ago,
Right.
and then who the hell is Lou? What happened
Right.
to the previous one? What's happening? It's a
What
big
do-
question mark.
What do you guys think that's going on there? Do you think it's the same character or what? Where is your headcanon?
I don't think it's the same character. I think there's two different ones.
You think there's another one?
Yes.
Okay. So you think BB-28
It's a whole
Is it-
different thing.
is a different than the one that he has? Okay.
I
So
think
there's some
so.
shenanigans there.
Yeah. The whole bubbles in the thing is cool. We hear Dead Man, by the way, so that's a good, we hear
Yes.
one of the older characters. Apparently they're all gone their separate ways, but
Right.
if we hear Dead Man, then there is a possibility that we get to see everyone else too.
I could definitely see us hearing everyone
Yes.
and seeing maybe their crappy hologram.
Yeah.
You know, when it's like just the flickering one,
Yeah.
where it's the Kodak thing, not like the moving one.
Yeah.
But they have the assets, so I guess they could do that. But if they're only going to say a couple of lines, there's no
There's no
reason
point.
for them
One
to have
character
a
I
main
really
character.
wish they bring back is Heartman. His story is still like it's like heartbreaking too, and he's such a cool character. I think
Right.
I wish he
Well-
gets back. Yeah.
There's also something interesting with, oh gosh, can I say, Mama and
Lochner.
Lochner?
Lochner.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. I think they wanted to travel to outer space. So I
Mhm.
wonder if they like set up somewhere
It's possible.
and
Yeah.
we'll see them working on trying to travel to outer space, or at least get mail from them. Maybe
Yeah.
I could see that too.
Another thing with
They're still in
Hartman was
contact.
Nicholas Winding Refn, the director whose face they've used for Hartman.
Mhm.
He posted like a while back on his social media, Hartman will be back.
We'll be back.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so
Cool. Good.
in one way or the other, we are getting Hartman. So
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's how it ended, and that was the worst part about the trailer, 2025. The end. Yeah, the only bad thing about this trailer was it's releasing next year. Because good luck competing with GTA 6.
Right.
Yeah, that game is gonna sweep everything. But this has its own, of course, audience.
Yeah. I assume people can take a little break.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the whole trailer. We kind of went through the whole
Yeah.
thing, and we know that it's not just the Decima engine. He's also using MetaHumans from Unreal Engine.
Right.
Also,
Is there-
Mhm.
I was just going to say, is there anything else that needed to be poked at?
I don't think so. I mean, not that I can remember right now, but I'm
Okay,
sure
cool.
we'll keep finding shit later on that we are like, oh yeah, we
For
missed
sure,
this.
for sure.
But
Now, today in the
Mhm.
Hideo Chu podcast,
yeah,
Oh, yes.
he was talking about a scene where he said, "Be careful here about something." I forget. It
Yeah.
might have been the strands on El Fanning.
yes. He says like, I don't think he said be careful. I think be very like pay attention to it, like
Pay
what's
attention
happening.
to was it the strands?
Yes, it was the strands, and
Okay.
also George Miller's hand too. He specifically mentioned that too. I'm kind of forgetting what else he said. There was a lot of good stuff, and Hideo Tube.
So he's like saying, hey, go back and look at this stuff?
Yeah, like there's something interesting. You can figure some stuff out if you really pay attention. But yeah, you should watch
I wonder,
Hideo Tube.
I
It's
wonder
really
if
cool.
her strands could be picked up by a barcode.
Apart, who? You're going all out. You're gonna burst.
That's the closest weird thing that I can think of that you could find out about it.
Yeah. I like how the strands have always been red since the first teaser. This time,
Right.
around. Yeah.
We haven't seen that in the game though.
No, not yet.
It's only just through the artwork.
Not yet. But
Another thing you talked about was the invasion. That
Yeah.
everything would be seen as an invasion.
yeah, he said the reason why UCA is not connecting all the other networks in the world is because that could be seen as an invasion. That's why Fragile is taking it as a private company. But
Okay.
he doesn't know who funds it. So maybe it is the UCA just working undercover for invasion.
Right.
Die Hardman.
And we still don't know anything about the 5 entities in the sky. I think they kind of said that there could be Deadman and Heartman and all of those guys that Sam was seeing in the sky. But that's just a theory.
In the first trailer? I mean the first game?
Yes.
First game.
Yeah. I want to say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong with this, that was his people, right? Saving him.
Yeah, like the Deadman, Heartman, and all these guys.
Yeah. Were the 5 people in the sky.
But see, that the thing is, that
Because
kind of
is there-
makes
is
sense
there
at the
enough-
end when he gets saved by them.
Is that enough people?
Yeah, I
Like-
remember
like-
that. But at the very start of the game, when when we're introduced to Fragile and in the cave, they look up
Right.
and those 5 figures are there too.
Are 2 there too?
So
That's right.
who's that? Like it's like it's a mystery still. I think it's not being solved yet. I won't be surprised if they turn out to be these patriots kind of people controlling
Right.
everything at the end of the
Right.
whole
Right.
story. Yeah.
Right. Depending on what the whole game really is, because the reality of it could be false, and those people could still be the people, but they're just playing roles
Yeah.
as your friends,
Mm-hmm.
but they're also externally your friends too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, lots.
it's- that's a good point though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she would. Is it Amelie that points to them? Who points to them in the sky at the very end?
I think it was Amelie. Yeah.
It was Amelie?
Yeah, it was in the beach anyway. So, but yeah, I'm sure there's so much more to look into this. But I think this was a good analysis of almost 2.5 hours. This was pretty
Yeah.
good. Very hefty.
I think it's a little bit my fault.
No, it's all good. This was fun, and this you made up for all the missed podcasts. but no, this was good though.
Don't let another 2 years pass before we see you again.
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys let
Of
me.
course. And as
Yeah.
more trailers drop, as more hints drop, we'll definitely be doing more. We do have to talk about. We'll also talk about OD and Fizzent. Right now, I
Right,
think
yeah.
that'll take way too long, but we should have more episodes on those.
That would be a stop this stream and then start another.
Yeah, another one basically.
Let me go to bed, please.
No, but this was fun. We'll get back to it. I'm sure we're gonna get at least 2 or 3 more trailers.
Right.
At least 1 or 2 more trailers this year. I'm sure he's gonna bring something to TGS, Tokyo Game Show, Summer Games Fest. I'm hoping there will be something. Sony Showcase, maybe a character trailer for them. Game Awards. So there are a lot of places that Stranding can be now. So
Right.
and it's only 1 year till launch, so I'm expecting more trailers for sure.
I would assume that none of his other games are going to compete with his other ones, like for trailer time.
Yeah.
He's not going to do an OD and Death Stranding 2 at the same time.
Well, he did.
I doubt it. He did?
I mean, he did the first Death Stranding trailer, and then he brought OD out, and then it's another Death Stranding trailer, and now hopefully, who knows? Maybe they'll have
Right. Teaser on top of, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We're living in a weird Kojima time right now. We are getting like 3 different Kojima games. That's
Right.
crazy.
Do you think any of them will interact?
With each other.
Yes.
Maybe Easter eggs, but nothing more than that. Or maybe
Right.
he creates a Kojima verse. Who knows?
Right.
Jordan Peele
Mhm.
was revealed
Has
was the Kojima verse.
yeah, it's basically for
Yeah.
OD. Yeah, Which
Right.
again, on HideoTube, he mentions there are the other directors that he's got for his games. And he's like, people will be blown away that how the hell did you manage these people to be on board with your game. So Jordan Peele
Right.
is just one of the names. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
Robert Eggers, George Miller, J.J. Abrams, maybe some of those names are going to be in there too. He's friends with all of them anyway.
Right.
So it'll be
Well,
interesting to see.
I assume he's gonna have each of them have their own little weird
I
baby
think
that they take care
OD is
do
going to
and,
be
yeah,
like an episodic thing. And that's what I think. But
different directors
Mhm.
doing different chapters or whatever.
yes. But
That makes sense.
that's a whole different podcast too. But
I get you.
this was great. Thank you for jumping on, guys. Had a fun time. You know, it's always fun discussing Kojima trailers. It's, as I say, it's the game before the game. But thank you for joining, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. Till next time.
Yes. Take care, guys.
Bye from
good
me and
night.
Hasbullah.
Husband. It's a grown-up BB, man. That's what it is. All right, bye.
See you guys.
See ya.
Ciao.
Bye.